Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Can y'all hear me? Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Let me know. Can you hear me? By hitting that what? I'm sorry, give me the thumbs up. Let me, oh no, let me run the banner. Shit, I be forgetting all this stuff. Let me run the banner. Make sure you like, share, and subscribe. Damn, I be forgetting every goddamn thing. Right, thank you. Let me go on and holler at you, holler at you. What up, Mom Life Love? What it do, Karen J? What it do? Okay, baby. Wifey. Hey, T, baby. T, baby. Let me see who else we got there. And the people that's looking in through the window. How y'all doing, honey? Yes. We're on the third shift tonight, child. You know, we be having to, switch shifts and stuff and exchange shifts with people. You know, I like the third shift, right? You know what? I I just have to laugh sometimes at these goddamn people. They are so freaking funny, right? And we always laugh at the ignorant, right? I mean, they somewhere peeping in the window now. Stalkers. I mean, at this point, you're stalking. Because anytime you are paying attention, relaying messages, taking notes, searching and trying to find people, all this type of shit, being up this time of morning. And I went on as late as I could, but also being mindful of, the people that like to come on through, right? And cut a laugh with me and stuff like that. But just, I got, done with work early. And, I'm real busy for the next couple of weeks. I'm just going to be honest. So, but anyway, but when I could come on and just cut the fool and laugh, I'm going to have something to say as well. But, it is funny as hell to be around these people. But luckily, I got the good folks like you to keep it goddamn, to keep the laughter going. What's the NOC crew? What is that? What up, Jay Bennett? What the NOC crew mean? So I mean, honey, let me see what's the title. These YouTube streets. These YouTube streets, honey, these YouTube streets. Okay. So I got and I where the messages be coming from. You just can tell by what they're saying. You know what I'm saying? You can tell where the message is coming from. So somebody, I don't know, I can't even remember the damn title, the moniker, right? Can't remember the moniker and the message. Sometimes I don't know why, like sometimes when you get the comments and stuff on the videos, some of them will populate right then, and then some of them won't show up like in your back office for a few days. And when you get through there, then I got to remember that there are comments in the back office. So when I get back there, I mean, y'all, you guys leave a lot of comments. So there are comments forever. And I got to go through there and go through them and stuff like that. And you have a lot of people around here, and I don't know. I think they're unstable. They're crazy. They get all frantic over a goddamn comment, right? They get, I mean, and all the time when I see comments or something in the chat and stuff like that, and if I get just sick of seeing them or whatever, but I address the shit, and then when I don't feel like talking to your ass, whatever, I won't, and you guys just ignore their ass, or, sometimes somebody cuss them out or something like that, but we know how to ignore the ignorant. What up, Kayla? I'm looking at the screen now. Hey, Missy. Hey, my Missy. So some idiot, some person said somebody no lawyer will acts like that and this, that, and the third, you're a disgrace to the Lord. All kinds of shit, right? So I'm just laughing. Not knowing, and this is what's so funny, right? So I like those type of comments and shit like that, right? Because you're actually saying, do you know that you're actually giving me another compliment? You're saying that, okay, she's not a lawyer. She's actually that smart to know this shit without even going to school or anything. Because I think, without the exception of like maybe California, maybe a couple other places, but you still have to study like a understudy, and you still have to take the test and stuff like that. They're saying that you're so smart that you actually know the material, you know the prosecution shit, you know the defense shit. You're guessing it before it comes out of M-Pesa. You're figuring it out, you're decoding it, and all of that. Not, I mean that's just much more than just knowing the regular book standardized legal shit. That's just told. That's something different. When you breaking it down on a case that you're not on, you're not in the courtroom, you doing that. That means that you got to be really smart and to answer questions on the spot. You got to be really smart. So thank you for that compliment. Like it's unbelievable. It's like we are in the land of the ignorant. I don't even know how these people made it thus far. It's like you're probably living in a household where your children are much smarter than you. And you want them to be smarter than you, but anytime they are much smarter than you, then that's probably an issue, unless they are exceptionally bright. I don't understand. I don't get it. Like, what's the logic? It is a, this is some weird ass shit, right? I mean, yeah, I would love to be in that household. I want to see who is helping who with the homework. That's what I want to say. I mean, and granted, right? Just by the law of logic and the law of common sense and the law of how school and information and knowledge and all that stuff, how it advances, you know what I'm saying? Every year, at least we like to think that you would understand, or you would probably think that, let me see how I can say it with everybody can get it. Because I like to make sure everybody can get it, right? You would probably figure that your child will probably be smarter than your ass. Even if you graduate from college. Just by you looking at the number of years in between you and your child, unless you start having them really early or whatever, and you look at how advanced these classes are, and if you had a student, a child that's been in advanced classes and all of that stuff, then you can expect that your child is probably gonna be smarter than your ass, and that is the truth, right? And in some cases, it's going to be a larger gap because I told you my child, she always managed to, beat me out. And when it comes to certain tests, like we sitting around taking tests and stuff, what just because we don't have nothing to do and shit like that. And here's the thing, we love taking tests and shit. Well, I probably shouldn't say this, but you know how you have friends that have children that need help with homework and stuff like that. They'll send us their homework and stuff like that, and we'll do it. And and they turn it in. Now, I probably shouldn't be saying that, but shit. Hell, they done graduated. So what you gonna do? And I ain't gonna tell you who the kids were, what have you. But so we like doing that type of stuff. You know, You have friends that are going to college later in life or whatever. You help them out with their work and stuff. So we are into that stuff. So she, typically scores higher than I do, and that's good, right? That's how you measure your success or how good you're doing, or just making sure that they excel, beyond your ass. So, but I don't understand because if we were all on the same level, I'm talking about the YouTubers or whatever, and the people that's reporting, reading emotions, breaking down, so whatever it is we're doing, whatever, right? Then if none of us went to law school, then we should sound pretty much the same, right? Especially if you're doing first reads and when you get down to the breaking down and the little nuances and shit like that, it's certain things that you're only gonna find at the law library in a book or in sitting in people's classes. I mean, that's just the bottom line. I don't give a damn how good you are. You think you are just reading that shit. It's certain things in and outs. It's certain little the language and stuff like that. You're not gonna know that shit unless you are in those people's class. I don't know how else, but that's just the case. I mean, and if you don't believe me, try it. And look at the people that try it and whatever. I'm not saying it's something wrong with, I'm not criticizing nobody what they do and how they deliver and whatever. I'm just telling you. Try it and see what you hear. And then see if it's correct. See if it even comes out the way they say or whatever. I'm not talking about prediction on, would it be found innocent or guilty? I'm talking about the breakdown of the breakdown. See if that's going to come out anywhere near, right? It's crazy. What it do, Chi-Town OG, what it do? Yeah, I'm looking up at the screen tonight. So it is hilarious, right? But it always comes from a child, certain participants on certain channels. That's all I'm gonna say, Jesus. That's all I'm gonna say. And you have some people that you can tell if they even touch the campus of a college. That whether it be a predominant white school, which I couldn't deal with that, a predominant black school, HBCU, couldn't go there, okay, because I didn't need a one-sided degree. I didn't need any of my degrees to be one-sided. I needed straight down the middle. So the areas where I struggle with is always when it comes to Black history. Always, because I told you, in school, if you went to a school that's more white than black, they will talk about Martin Luther King. You could do some, pretty good study on that. They'll mention, they'll go over Malcolm X briefly. They'll mention Medgar Evers. Nothing about Emmett Till. Nothing about a lot of the other civil rights activists or anybody that was in the movement. Nothing about Huey Newton or any of those people. Nothing. Now I'm not just making it. Now I went to school a long time ago, but I'm just saying there's nothing in that curriculum, nothing in the syllabus that talks about that stuff. You have to take a Black history class, right? They'll celebrate Martin Luther King Day. Yeah, but that's about it. They're gonna go to that American history to 1865, then 1865 to present. Tell me if I'm lying. and that's the name of the classes um early on that you take. That's pretty much standard all across the board. If you've been to college, tell me if I'm lying. Those are the classes. American history 1865 and 1865 to present. So, and when you hear someone that have went even touched the foot of a campus, They know how to pronounce those regular dictionary words. They're not mashing them up. They're not fucking them up. They're not. Listen, I'm telling you, even people that done graduate high school, you know, they know how to. You know what I'm saying? They know how to pronounce those words. So I have no idea how this even works out. But all right, well, good luck with all that. I don't know, but it's a bit messy. So, oh, someone else left me a message about people at the post office not being required to wear uniforms. I don't think I said that. I have to go back and look. Oh, I'm pretty sure that what I said that, and what I know that people at the post office they get allowances for uniforms. It's on a expense report, so they get allowances. I didn't say whether they have to wear uniforms or not. Um, I said they get an allowance for uniforms. It's written in the thing. So now I don't know what else to tell you. I don't think I said somebody have to wear uniforms, and nor do I care. That's another thing. Responding to them or what have you, or sometimes I'll just give you a heart and keep it moving because it's not that important. It's like I don't understand how this works out, but I can tell you why a lot of times when people try to always like catch you in something with especially a person like me, right? Because as you can see, I'm kind of detailed or what have you. If you gonna come at me with however, you better make sure your shit is correct. If not, I will go through and find it. Yes, I will. You telling on any kind of Randa has her way of matching them lies and putting them lies out and showing how that shit works. She'll have them goddamn recordings, them screenshots, all that shit on your ass. And of course, believe it or not, I'm trying to find the lie. So, but hey, whatever floats your boat, I'm trying to find that goddamn lie. Believe that. I'm trying to read. I'm rusty at to read them lips and shit, but I'm trying to read them motherfuckers too. I'll be looking. Anyway, so it's crazy. What it do, Miss April? What it do? Oh, what else? Okay, so Dana put this text out, right? And I think it's the DJ. I don't believe he said when that text was written, those to DJ. If I'm corresponding with DJ, that was a long time ago, right around that $2,000 or something like that. Somewhere up in that area. That was somewhere around January or February of 2020. I didn't know anything about the defense fund. Just that Levi and Dana was connected to it. That's it. Still don't know if it is legitimate. Well, I'm not going to get into all of that. This is what I gave you the dates, right? Long time ago, several times, whatever. And I can tell you that there has not been an investigation from the time that defense fund was started to the time that Doug Anton took possession of it, all possession of it, all forms of payment of it. There has not been an investigation. Nobody came to nobody's house, none of that. So, and that's what I'm saying. That's it. So that text message wasn't written yesterday, this year, or none of that. So, here we go once again, correcting the goddamn records. Okay, what else? What else? What else? Gotta talk about something that came up that I heard. So we're going on to clearing the YouTube streets, right? The emancipation situation came up yet once again. And it's hard when you've already went through this, everybody went through this. At some point, is anybody going to now this is something that I would trust a Google search on, right? I don't trust Google searches. I have seen where the information has been totally incorrect, right? But this is something I would trust a Google search on. Is emancipation, right? Because that's a particular legal procedure that is commonly done. So I would expect that the information that they put out on emancipation would be correct somewhere. What it do, Mocha Duchess? What it do? I see somebody named Queenie is up in here. Hey, Queenie, how you doing? You must be new. How you doing? How you doing, honey? How you doing? Yeah, y'all welcome Queenie. Club Blue, y'all welcome Queenie. So, and anybody else out there in the bushes, you can come on through. It ain't gonna be no big deal. I'm the only one blocking unless I tell them to block you. So, or they could block people for whatever those blockable offenses are. Um, so the emancipation thing, and as I've said a thousand times, right? We work so much better when I don't care who you're for or whatever, you have the same information. You have the same knowledge. Just base your either you for them or against them on the facts. Because when you don't base it on the facts, the evidence, or whatever, which is the case, you are going to be lost. You're going to be giving out wrong information. You're not going to be factual. You ain't going to know shit. And then that information gets passed on, and then people start switching and adding on to it and mixing it and breaking it up and all of that type of stuff. And then it makes the people that work pretty hard to keep the information accurate as possible, factual, void of any bias, any of that type of stuff. It just, you know what I'm saying? It's only so many channels that don't play loose with the facts. There's only so many that don't do that. Only so many that truly unbiased. Very few. There's only so many that welcome both sides and both opinions. We're not, blocking you over negative comments, none of that type of stuff. We welcome your comments, even if it is to tell me what a horrible person I am. You know what I'm saying? So you have to be real. I just don't understand how that works, because if you go to school, right, whether it's and I'm not trying to beat nobody down that didn't go to school or whatever, but I'm talking about any school from K through whatever. You learn something one grade, okay, it's tested. They take that what you learn to be accurate and true. They build upon it, they test it, and they repeat the cycle each step of the way. But that basic information, which is supposed to be factual and accurate, remains the same. They may add on to it, just like when you learn how to do algebra. Algebra, it evolves at every step. And after a while, you got an equation that damn near took up the whole page. You know what I'm saying? So it's it's really really crazy. It's really really crazy. Hold on, wait a minute. I skipped some stuff. I'll go back. So I'm gonna try to say it a different way for the emancipation. Now I'm gonna say it a way where it makes sense because I want everybody to understand that regardless of what you say, think about the lawyers, whether it be Greenberg, whether it be Mr. Canick, attorney, whoever it is, the stuff that they're complaining about on these YouTube streets, what the lawyers didn't do is that's like a one a I don't understand. That's like stuff that anybody would do. Violations and easy motions to put in and win. To get charges dismissed and things of that nature. If it could have been done, they would have done it. I'm saying that just based on the strength of the legal profession. What is taught, you know what I'm saying? What if it would, you know what I'm saying? And but also keep in mind now, just keep in mind that these lawyers do have a job to do, and that is to, represent their client as long as that person is their client, right? So they're gonna play for appeals, and they may do stuff that may be that you don't understand what it is or whatever, but we understand. They're gonna be, certain things that they may do in court. You may like, well, damn, why would they do that or what have you? They could be doing that for a reason. Just like I explained to you, just for the appeals, there are certain defenses that they couldn't use because that would contradict an appeal. Okay, so you're not going to see the things that you think or whatever. I mean, I want to get to a lot of this stuff or whatever, and I know it's just going to be like, oh, they're going to keep pushing out the same shit. But I want people to take this tally. How many times have we been right and a bunch of these channels been wrong? Whether it be factually, they remixed it, lied, just don't know what the hell they talking about, whatever. How many times have you got it from here and it's been right? That should tell you something. And I'm not bragging, boasting, or whatever, but these people that come through this channel, come through this chat, whatever side they're on, they come to get something, to give something, but they're going to get it right or get an idea how to get to the right solution. We don't play loose and hard with the facts and make up shit. It's not what we do. We don't act like we obsessive and out of control and crazy as hell and whatever, and just come up with what you think was going to happen, what you think was supposed to happen. Because what you think was supposed to happen and it didn't happen, and this was like basic shit, that should tell you something. That should tell you that it couldn't happen. But let me get to the emancipation thing, right? So, emancipation is a legal procedure. Either your child goes to court and petition to be emancipated, or the parents take the child to court to petition to be emancipated. Either way, that's what it is. The closest thing that may come to that is when you write a letter giving up rights and things of that nature, right? You didn't go to court to do it, but 9 out of 10 times, that letter, what have you, will be filed in a court. And sometimes that letter is like if you've given up, your rights and things of that nature, usually it's attached to a legal procedure, right? Maybe you didn't go to court to get emancipated, but it's attached to a legal procedure. And then when that happens, then there's usually someone making a determination, someone in a legal capacity making a determination that that letter on its face is good enough to be considered someone is being emancipated. Sometimes, a lot of times, they don't always fly, but that's about as close as it can come without going to court to get an actual official document that someone has been emancipated. But this is crazy. So here's another way to look at it. And I didn't think about this anytime prior to this, right? If, prior to me hearing, the Azrael was emancipated again. If that were the case, I can guarantee you that the lawyers would have had records of that emancipation in court, because that could have helped the case. That would give a counter to that minor assertion and all of that. So there's no way in the world if she was emancipated and it wasn't in court. And let me reiterate to you, any documentation of stuff like that would be favorable to the defense would have been in court. This is almost common sense. I can't believe we have to go over this shit. This is common sense. Anything like that. What that note that was written, whether it was 1 or 2, 10 or 15, was pretty much a permission slip, a temporary guardianship, or guardianship, but does not amount to someone being emancipated, which could have, in court, could have taken on a whole nother life. They could have said, well, this child was emancipated. So, in fact, technically, he didn't sleep with a minor. You understand that? That's enough. That was definitely been enough for reasonable doubt, and definitely what played into that mistake of fact with regards to the age defense that we saw that they tried to get into the jury instruction. So I don't understand how, I'm trying to, and I be trying to work with everybody, trying to figure out new ways to describe it, to explain it, because I'm not going to always, there's no need for me to always use legalese or anything that you're speaking over somebody's head. I'll use it, then I'll break it down or what have you. But there's also, a simplified way of explaining it. And like I said, you can write up a legal document, have it entered into court's records, and not use one word of legalese. Because people are pro se every day. So I hope, it's such and you don't want to see all this bickering and blaming and back and forth and attacking these attorneys or whatever. You don't want to see what happened to the Greenberg and what have you, happened to the Canick situation. Happened to Canick now. You don't want to see that. Because if you think that this first case is, this first case was hard, well, this next case is going to be even easier. That's just in my opinion. I mean, ain't no needing to, to consult the Lord on me and none of that. I'm not speaking into existence. I'm only speaking to you from facts and knowledge. That's why I said it's a little crazy for people to be going all doing all this, that, and the third, while that judge is still out with her sentence. The potential jurors in the upcoming cases haven't been seated. They haven't taken an oath or anything. And all of this, ruckus is going on. That's crazy. That verdict should have galvanized Team Kales to put all that shit aside. Stop worrying about stuff that doesn't matter, stuff that wouldn't have made a difference, none of that stuff, and band together. And I mean, you gotta have a team that's working on the laws, a team that's working on. I mean, you could still be working on those, that man act. You could be working on asking for a re um a re categorization of RICO, all that type of stuff. You can ask that when it comes to the elements and all of that. It's more stringent. It's pretty much precise, and demand that every, I mean, to the word, that every element is proven. Have them kind of, if they're not going to redefine the racketeering and the redefine it, then have them justify it. Justify how can this be used for this type of person? Because they write those laws broadly for a reason. That means so it can encompass all kinds of stuff. All people that's write those laws and all that, they thinking ahead. So that's what you should be thinking about. Not thinking about who's a mole, who's not, who's informing, this and third. And I don't know about anyone else, but again, I kind of gave you a briefing a couple lives back on how informants and moles and whatever you want to call them, how they work. But with regards to myself, I just want to ask anybody, have I asked the questions, whether it was on the Team Kale side or the Team Lock Kale's upside, have I ever asked the question to elicit information from any side that can actually help him or hurt him? Because I've been accused of being a foreman on either side. You know what I'm saying? And I laugh at that because I know I don't have that. For one, that's not the truth. But two, you prove something by trying to find any kind of trail or something to prove that. You have to prove that. And you do that by finding some kind of trail. People usually ask the questions, about the certain questions, and looking for information and doing all that type of shit. But there are a bunch of ignorant people, damn near borderline illiterate, that think that you might be an op. That no, that not might. You are an op just because you in somebody else's chat. Like, how does that work? If that person don't have a sign up saying only people that's for, you pick the side or whatever, stay. If you don't have to pick the side, stay out. Then hey, if they don't have that sign up, how the hell you just wandering in the guy? I mean, it's crazy how people around here form their opinions. You have to ask the question: is there anything that they've told the person, or anything that any evidence or whatever shown up in the paperwork? That's another thing, right? If you know that you got some back off the line You know how they say behind the scenes. You know how they always hollering behind the scenes. If you got some of that information or whatever that's going on, and it shows up in the motions and stuff like that, then you might start, and make sure you get that right too. But because that can also be found just by somebody, an investigator, doing a good job. But it's always, when you always read that stuff or whatever, because there are chain of custody questions and concerns, and you got to show that line with every piece of evidence, and that's even including, that's all the evidence. The chain of custody issues that must be addressed, chain of custody questions that must be answered when it comes to evidence. That's going to show up. As you can see, I'll give you an example. Although Larry wasn't a signed informant or, whatever, official informant or what have you, even the fact that he assisted in some cases came up in court. That's telling you that they will bring that shit up in court. It's nothing like that is hidden. And if anything is turned over and it's by an informant that has a thing about like they can't be revealed and all that type of stuff like that, which I don't know. I mean that's in very few instances, but normally if you can't reveal, they can't reveal the sources or whatever, they can't use the evidence. That's another thing. You gotta ask all those questions before y'all start trying to accuse people of this, that, and another, slander people, whatever. I mean, I don't know why they have all of these reasons, this happened, that happened, whatever, other than the evidence supported per the jury. The evidence supported the prosecution's case. There's no other way. That's not calling no saying he did it or not. That's just telling you what the judge, the court found. The judge, the jury, and all those people, that's what they found. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know. I'm not sure how that. Some of y'all act like y'all don't know nobody that's ever been in the system, or nobody that's been in jail the way y'all act. But I can tell you that the ignorant hang with the ignorant. So you have to think. The lawyers, if they receive anything from anybody that could have helped their case, I don't give a damn when they got on the case. They would have used it. Oh, y'all, let me make sure, because I'm gonna and then and speaking of that informant shit or whatever, this is so crazy right here. So I'm listening to, I ain't gonna call no names, so they ain't call no names. I ain't gonna call no names. I'm just gonna say I listen to, old spider face ass bitch. Yeah, spider face. Up there talking about people coming over to talk to this channel, this and third. If I'm not mistaken, all of these people that's always talking about people coming over were people that came over themselves. I don't get it. If your ass came over, why are you complaining about somebody else that came over? You complaining because your spider faced ass is butt hurt because you got cussed out. What you want me to do? What you want me to do? I didn't go asking for nobody to come over here. They clicked this link. They ran ass through this chat. I ain't seen no YouTube cat for nobody. Not them. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I don't understand how can sit up there and explain that shit, you're gonna accuse somebody else for coming over here when your ass done ran over him. Not just one time. You was a repeat offender. Right. So somebody make me understand any of that. And the idea that I go live in the middle of the night as to conceal something to hide, unless you, even if you hide a lie, you still run the risk of somebody recording the shit. So that's stupid. I go live when I want to. And the fact that you think I'm gonna hide something, are you crazy? I'll give you your answer in person. Tell me in person. And then you can run back and say that no, she's most likely not won't hide alive or anything. I redo the lives and I leave them up. Like this is crackish. I mean, this is indicative of people smoking expired crack. Like if you like people that's going to buy the rock, and if they ain't got enough to get the whole rock, they can get like $10 of the rock. I don't know how much the rock costs, but I imagine if you don't have the whole thing, they can give you a little bit of it. And it's called a bump or something. I don't know what it's called, but they can get a bump of the rock. Like, wait until you get the money to get the whole rock, because you sound crazy. I mean, it's always a bunch of goddamn disgruntled participants or motherfuckers that wish they could participate, sitting up talking. I hate her. Shit, okay. Damn. I don't get none of this. Just disgruntled. Like, baby, what? But yeah, so I'm just that person that believes that there are or there should be fairness on both sides of the law. You got to the law has to give some type of consideration for offenders and their mental state, right? That's always in the laws. They always consider the mental state, the age, and all of that. So it has to be fairness on both sides. I don't care how much you hate a person, how much or whatever. Has to be fairness on both sides. Again, I don't pick teams, I pick people. If your ass is slow and dumb and messy and full of shit and got a spider face and all of that, I'm not fucking with you. I don't give a damn what side you're on. That's why I'm not in no kind of groups, no Facebook groups, no IG groups if there are some, none of that. Twitter groups. I don't do no back stuff or whatever. Nobody calling me with a bunch of shit. Nobody sending me a bunch of shit. None of that. I may get a screenshot with somebody talking about me in somebody's chat or whatever. Anything that, like, other than that, I'm not a part of that. I don't have no informant tendencies. I don't need to find out nothing. Cause see, the motherfuckers that be calling you informants and stuff, those are motherfuckers that be looking people up and searching for shit and watching them and all up this time of night, looking all in my window and shit. Like for what? Hold on, cause I know that one person's supposed to be blocked, so I know that person end up in here. What it do, DJ Amazing? Hold on. Let me see. I'll block you myself. I know you're supposed to be blocked him for what? I mean, this is really, really crazy. And all of that stuff None of that stuff y'all done has helped that man at all. Haven't helped him at all. Whether it's for or against. You don't wasted your time looking into shit, looking into people, investigating all that type of stuff. Instead of investigating if the allegations are true or false. That's what you should have been investigating. That's what would have made a difference. Not no bullshit about no people on no YouTube. Because ain't nobody on YouTube could do anything about the motherfucking case. Most I did was call and see was there any relief or whatever. Not because I'm for or against, only because I'm in the interest of fairness to anybody. So, and I've said that several times over and over. You know, and another thing that you're doing, you're sitting up justifying his alleged behavior. Again, in front of jurors that haven't taken the oath yet. So if you're sitting out here justifying his alleged behavior and doing this, that, and the third, whatever, you keep it up, and that Chicago verdict is gonna come back faster than this New York verdict. I'm not telling you something. I'm not making shit up. When I told you that they were struggling with juror number two and with not juror with Sonya and Jane Doe number 5, when it came out, they were struggling with Sonya and Jane Doe number 5. I'm not making this up. If you keep on with the bullshit in front of all these people, you're still talking about people in the case that just wrapped up, justifying his alleged behavior, talking about the age of consent, talking about all of that crazy ass shit, and he's coming with a case dealing with underage minors at the time with a tape. We know there's a tape there. We know that. There's some tapes there. That verdict is going to come back faster than this New York verdict. You know, leave them people alone. That lady is still out here. That judge is still, she is the one that sentenced. Saying that she's unfair, saying that she's part of whatever you're saying. It's not going to help. Writing her boss and all that shit, that's definitely not going to help. If, and I don't see a situation where this would happen, but if the attorneys come out and say that they were unfairly, treated, and I'm not saying you should act on this or whatever, but if they say something about right this person, then you may want to listen. But if they're not giving you them type of instructions or whatever, I wouldn't even chance it. I wouldn't even, attempt to even go there, because you can't second guess a system you know nothing about. You weren't there. And even if you were there, you didn't catch every goddamn thing, what happened, or what, you know what I'm saying? You don't know what the violations were. You're just talking shit at this point. And you ain't got to listen to me, the informant. You ain't got to listen to me, the one that's anti-R. Kelly, the one that has done more shit in the defense than all these motherfuckers combined. All they've done is harass the goddamn people. You harass the girl, Jane Doe number 5. And I remember that post she made. She said those R. Kelly fans are walking on thin ice. This is before she start cooperating with the feds. And then what happened? But you ain't learned from that. Mm-mm. You know, he has an opportunity to take a plea with these this other case, right? If he takes a plea, it's going to lessen his chance on an appeal for that particular case. At that point you can only appeal like the sentence was unfair or you didn't understand it or something like that. But you can't, they're going to tell you what's off the table when you take this plea. So you have that. So he has a lot of big decisions that's coming up. So there's a reason why it sounds stupid. There's a reason why somebody gets life plus 50 years and get life plus 50 years and something like that. Because in the event something happens to an appeal, then they still have something in place to keep that person in jail for, still a life sentence. Is one reason. So, I mean, you got to be mindful, but y'all don't listen to nobody. All y'all listen to is y'all ignorant ass heads. So, go ahead with that. See how that has helped you. I mean, it's ignorance that contributed to his outcome. It's ignorance. And I called you well-meaning motherfucking idiots. I mean, I laugh at this shit because it's funny. Let me see. I want to make sure. I want to make sure I don't leave nothing out. So, but yeah, so again, this is not no plea to you or whatever. This is just something to think about. Those lawyers would not sit up there and not do something that is helpful to their client. Also, probably your stuff that you sent in wasn't helpful anyway, right? But here's another thing to think about. The evidence of what you claim, but you thought is evidence that you submitted. Again, it has to be relevant, reliable, and relatable. Important. Something that addresses the case and the issues and the circumstances and all of that, right? If it didn't do any of that stuff, then they were not going to be able to get that in. So I hear, we've been hearing a whole bunch of that shit. And another thing that I want to touch on before we move on to the next thing is the thing about the witnesses, right? Somehow, and I don't know how this works out, but somehow there is a belief that the defense should have had just as many witnesses as the prosecutor. That's almost, that's almost gonna never happen. Won't never happen. Because first of all, the defense, I told you, majority of a case is circumstantial, which is testimony that a crime happened, or they are alleging it happened. Witnesses are a particular type of evidence, right? You need those witnesses to establish the case. So if the prosecution have to have all those people, whatever, it's probably, it's not going to be plausible that the defense will have more witnesses. To say what? I told you, character evidence is very, very, I don't say very, very strict, but it's strict. And as to what they could get on there and talk about, they don't talk about the traits. They can go on there and talk about the traits and all of that type of stuff. If you had witnesses that could counter specific events, you have witnesses say that he wasn't there when that event was alleged. That type of stuff. If you have that, then yeah, they can load them up, load those people up. If you had that, what I kept taunting Killer with, that ace in the hole. See, I kind of gave it away because so now you know it, that ace in the hole is a witness, but it's a type of witness. I'll give you that. You had that up there. Anything that broadens reasonable doubt. You know what I'm saying? So you don't have to. I don't know how to explain. I'm trying to make sure I'm careful how I explain it, because it doesn't matter. It's gonna still People gonna still think that the defense, by the amount of witnesses they had, you got some cases that the defense don't call no witness, and they do that because the burden is on the prosecution, unless the burden is shifted. But the witnesses would be hard. It'll be the people that get on the stand again for either side has to have specific knowledge about the case. That's one thing. That's one thing. So I have no idea why people think that they were supposed to have a certain amount of witnesses. That is insane. Are they gonna just pop witnesses up? They can't. They're not gonna have like 50 witnesses saying how good R. Kelly is. That's crazy. So I mean, now they could, there's one thing they could have done, creative with the witnesses or whatever. I'm not gonna go into that, but the fact that, you had something to do with, I think they had something to do with the money and stuff like that. So it's kind of hard to listen to that, because you can't say that. That's one thing you can't say, that they should have had, the amount of witnesses they should have had and what they should have testified to and this, that, and the third. If that testimony wasn't available, then it's not going to be on there. It's just common sense. If you don't have nobody to say those specific things, then there's not going to be a witness to testify to that particular thing. So I'll drop it when I get done. So um that's just the case with that. So let me move on to talk about this post R. Kelly stuff, and I'm gonna drop the link. Let me see. Of course, we gotta talk about this damn. Well, let me read this article. I saw the title and I thought that it would be interesting. I'll read it real quick. If y'all don't mind, I will read it really quick. I saw the title and okay. It's like y'all, I mean, y'all, I keep telling you, y'all are the ops. Y'all are the R. Kelly ops. Y'all do more harm than good. And I'm not being funny, I'm being truthful. And the evidence of y'all helpfulness has been displayed. There is evidence of your helpfulness. You know that, right? It's evidence of your helpfulness. So I don't know what to tell you. But shit, stop harassing people. You'll end up getting your ass beat. Let's see. Hold on, let's go this.
And start playing with real people. Play the official WSOP poker app. WSOP. Respect the game. Play for free now.
Oh Lord, I done hit the wrong button. My bad. Hold on. Is it stopping? Hold on. Okay, let me read this article. So the article says, why didn't we black men support black women against R. Kelly?
Where, Allie,
Oh
let's talk
shit.
about shift from famous to infamous here, as we saw.
Okay. It says, why didn't we black men support black women against R. Kelly the way they support us? It says, like most black men, the hip hop artist Chance the Rapper had heard the stories about what R. Kelly did to women and girls. And like too many black men, Chance gave Kelly a pass. He was willing to collaborate on a song with the fellow musician because he said he felt programmed to really be hypersensitive to black male oppression. In his interview for the Lifetime documentary, Surviving R. Kelly, Chance said, maybe I didn't value the accuser's stories because they were black women. Black women have been stepping up for us black men for generations. Why is it so hard for us to do the same for them? If we did, R. Kelly might have been brought to justice much sooner, disrupting what would turn out to be decades of sexual abuse of black women and girls. Chance caught mad heat for his comments, but all he did was accurately describe the twisted gender dynamics that plague civil rights activism. Kelly, who was convicted of federal racketeering and sex trafficking crimes last week, benefited from the many ways this old school politics prioritized black males at the expense of black women and girls, even when their issues have everything to do with race. An African American man ensnared, in his, in the legal system is familiar is a familiar symbol of structural racism, but when it's a black woman under threat, say one of the many victims of sexual assault denied equal protection of law, we often fail to apply the same focus. Suddenly, the issue is not her blackness, but her womanhood. So it's really a problem for feminism to deal with. To be clear, the issue is both always the ideal of intersectionality is the only way to understand white supremacy and patriarchy, double whammy on the lives of women of color. Oh, okay, that's pretty good. And intersectionality just means that's that big thing that's going on now, which is pretty much the overlapping of like categories like race and gender and stuff like that when it relates to society. So that's what that is. Okay, it says the outsized difficulties they face are not because they are black or because they are women, but because they are black women. But the way we black men so often talk about racial justice, you think the gender subordination of black women cancels their race subordination instead of compounding it. Black men giving ourselves this sort of pass is unfortunate, but it could perhaps be tenable if the cause of black women were embraced by non black women. That's not the case, though. As illustrated by the white feminist takeover of the hashtag MeToo movement from Tarana Burke, the African American woman who started it, the interests of women of color frequently get shrift in mainstream feminist politics too. Those white women don't care nothing about you. How many times have I heard words like those from black men trying to school a black feminist? It may make a difference if the next line were, but black men do. We brothers, however, hardly mobilized to support Kelly's victims. The roll call of the courageous activists who relentlessly sought justice for Kelly's victims, people such as Dream Hampton, the executive producer of Surviving R. Kelly, and activist Kenyette Tisha Barnes, and Aroniki Odele, who led the hashtag Mute R. Kelly movement, is long. But African American men are conspicuously absent. Shit. Instead, Chance the Rapper did his collab. Dave Chappelle had jokes. Even I felt somewhat complicit. As a scholar of race and criminal law, I have written tens of thousands of words about black men and the legal system, but these are my first about black women, okay, who survived R. Kelly. My brothers and I can do better. No group understands better than us the ways anti-blackness is embedded in the U.S. law. Instead of focusing solely on our own suffering, we must reframe our activism to make it clear that structural racism hurts our sisters just as traumatically. In advocacy around policing, we need to hashtag say her name. Oh, okay. And how about a million man march that centers issues that disproportionately affect black women, including eviction, pay equity, and reproductive rights? In other words, black men must echo the commitment and passion black women have always shown us. African American men were historically the anointed leaders of racial justice campaigns, but the foot soldiers have long been the women, okay, from Montgomery bus boycott to the Black Lives Matter movement. Understanding R. Kelly's conviction as a victory for hashtag Me Too is correct only if it's understood as a hashtag Black Lives Matter victory too. Not for the first time, black women showed the world how it's done intersectionally. Intersectionally. Okay, brothers going forward, let's act like we know. Chance the Rapper, for his part, clarified his interview comments after some time for reflection. Any of us who ever ignored the R. Kelly stories or ever believed that he was being set up, attacked by the system, as black men often are, he wrote, we're doing so at the detriment of black women and girls. That wisdom for too many of us have been long have been a long time coming. Okay. Sorry, y'all. That was a rough reading. That was a first time reading, but I think that was a pretty good article. Um, and I'm glad I did, um, read it. So I'll go ahead and put that resource in the chat if anybody want to, read it. So that was pretty good. Let me grab this article, this real quick. Of course, this is about what happened to with the music, the videos and stuff with R. Kelly. Now, I said, and this is just personally how I feel. I said that as far as the music and stuff like that, I wasn't interested in what they were saying about, mute R. Kelly and the music and stuff like that because I said that the music didn't harm anybody, didn't allegedly, well, didn't harm anybody, you know, when it comes to his charges that, were alleged against him. And I think it was Larry's minion who said that, but they were looking at like the money he made off, you know, his workings and things of that nature helped facilitate the crime. If you look at it that way, I can understand why people were saying mute, him, this, that, and the third. I particularly still say that the music didn't commit a crime. That's just my opinion, right? And I'm still gonna listen to the songs, my songs that the favorite songs I have that I like by him. So, but let me go ahead and play this.
Earlier this week, R. Kelly found guilty in his trial around sex trafficking and racketeering. And we've talked about kind of before with other celebrities who run into issues, kind of the way that you separate the artist from the art. What has kind of been the impact after we've seen that when it comes to maybe streaming R. Kelly's music?
Yeah, that's a big question. As you mentioned on Monday, R&B artist R. Kelly was found guilty on all 9 counts against him, including racketeering and 8 violations of an anti-sex trafficking law known as the Mann Act. Now, in May of 2018, Spotify did go ahead and remove the artist from its curated playlist. The platform said at the time that it wants its editorial decisions to reflect their values. However, according to a recent report from music analytics platform Chartmetric, R. Kelly still appears on a significant number of Spotify editorial playlists. That number is around 300 right now, with a spike in playlist ads happening around August of 2020. Now, in addition to Spotify, we also have playlist spikes with both Amazon Music as well as Apple Music. And since his September 27th conviction, R. Kelly's editorial playlists have remained relatively stagnant, yet the event seemed to have reminded people to add R. Kelly to their own personal playlist. About 300 to 400 user-generated lists featuring the rapper popped up between September 27th and September 29th. And what you're seeing on your screen right now is a Spotify popularity index, and that's a normalized metric the platform uses to curate playlists. That has dropped from 77 to 69. That number's out of 100 since March of 2018. However, that popularity level has remained relatively consistent since that time period. For greater context here, he maintains a similar level of Spotify popularity as some other big name artists like Will Smith, he's at around 72, Zendaya 73, and Fifth Harmony 75. One last interesting note here is that he also seems to be very popular on social media sites, especially TikTok. We have Charlie D'Amelio, Addison Rae using his music in a lot of that content. Some of the biggest tracks include I Believe I Can Fly and Flirt and Ignition. Overall, Chartmetric said that, it seems like if you're in Hollywood, if you're in the music space, any publicity is good publicity. In the case for R. Kelly, that does seem to be true.
Yeah, I think he's got some other issues to worry about there. But Adriana, bringing us the latest there. In this week's Fame and Fortune, appreciate that.
And one more, then I'm going to drop that link. Hold on, just one more. This guy here, honey, he is a baby. They want to talk about unprofessionalism. That's just, okay. Hold on. This was funny.
It is time to see what's happening in the digital streets. Singer R. Kelly's official YouTube channels have been removed following his federal conviction. R. Kelly TV and R. Kelly Vivo have both been removed in accordance with the video streaming platform's guidelines. Though the singer's official pages have been removed, his entire catalog will still be available via the company's audio streaming platform, YouTube Music, as well as YouTube Video contributed by other users. Now, Kelly was convicted of sex trafficking and racketeering late September. And the crickets can chirp. Who cares? He's lucky they didn't take down his whole catalog of music, then it will affect other artists as well. I mean, he can't use YouTube in jail anyway. Goodbye. We don't need it. We don't need to see it. We don't need reminders of it. So get rid of all of it as far as I'm concerned. And let's move on. Rock and Roll Hall of Famer Tina Turner.
Ain't that some shit? From an unprofessional. Damn. Ain't that some shit? I mean, let me drop the link. That is some shit, honey. He's like, the hell? I dropped that funky link. But yes, that's what he said. I'm like, what in the hell? I was gonna ask y'all, what do y'all think about that type of medium? Right? You got your obviously you have like certain aspects of like the mainstream media, CBS stuff like that, where they just report the shit, the facts, whatever. They don't offer no opinions and whatever. Then you got little side shows that may like you. I see Gail, she'll offer her opinion and things of that nature. You know. Hey, Miss April, what it do? What it do?
What it do? What it do? Hey, Angie in chat. First thing I need the government to stop saying is it took 30 years. Y'all knew what was going on 20 years ago, 10 years ago. And so all of that, y'all did it to save black girls. I do not believe that theory, not one bit. Not one bit. One bit.
Right.
I do not, all of that, to me, it's a crock of shit to say now that you cared about black girls, but you allowed this for 30 years. The same evidence that you had now, you had it 10 years ago. So I think that's a crock of shit. And really, it's a disgrace to the black community because why did you allow this to happen this long? So F the government and what they trying to tell people on this whole case. I just don't believe that it was about helping black girls. I think that was the agenda that they used because they could have arrested him 10 years ago, So you y'all enabled him to go make all of this money for other people because I think he wrote his greatest hits after the first trial. So
Okay.
I'm just not buying the government. And then I was gonna tell you, you wasting your time talking to these people because girl, they don't care. They don't want to hear the truth and they don't want to hear the law nor the facts. At this point, there is nothing, anybody, ain't nothing they can do but walk around and say they love him and pray he gets some good appellate lawyers. But ain't none of them lawyers, they're not paralegals, so ain't shit that they can do to help him at this point. Nothing. Not a doggone thing. Accept the verdict. Um, Find you some um law students that's in school and try to help you find the best way to try to appeal the case. But they're you know they're not gonna do that. They'll be on YouTube lying every day. Accept the verdict. The verdict is in. Now you need to go in and find legal things that you can do to help the appeal lawyers. Ain't nothing y'all gonna do that's gonna change that verdict. Talking about people, talking about Cannock, that shit is ludicrous. I've never seen such crazy folk in my entire goddamn life. Accept the verdict. See what you can do now to help him.
Right. And
And
yeah, and my thing is, and if you gonna say the stuff and talk the stuff, They don't understand is if you're helping, if you're looking to help, you got to have it right. You got to know what you're talking about. You can't come in with no supposition, none of that type of stuff. You got to have the facts and the papers, and with the appeals and stuff, they use those transcripts. That I mean, so it's like what are you talking about? You still hear people talking about R. Kelly was found not guilty on that on that Sonya allegation or what have you. No, the jury said it was not proven. But he was found guilty on all 9 charges. You got to have your information right if you're gonna present it to the people. Start there.
Well,
Get
like
the
I
charge.
said 2 years ago, because I had judges and attorneys that was advising me, and I could remember I was so upset when New York didn't give him bail, and I called my friend and he told me to read everything, and I read it, and when I told people that Rashonda was testifying, girl, I was everything but a child of God. They kicked me out of every group.
Not everyone. I mean, it's like
They
it
kicked
is
me
crazy real.
out of every R. Kelly group but 2 groups, and I'm like, I don't care. Like, really? I don't even know you people. Yeah, and sure enough, she's going to testify. But no, they don't want to hear the truth. They want to do everything their way, so they can make sure that they keep their um, monetary. It's a financial monetary, and I've never been shit all my life, so now I'm YouTube famous type of thing. These people don't give a damn about R. Kelly, because can't nobody tell them nothing. You can't If you tell them the truth, they don't want to believe you. So,
Right.
and right now, to any people that's listening, because I know they in the bushes.
Oh
I
yeah.
know they in the bushes. Ain't shit y'all can do for R. Kelly. Talking about the case, really, I mean, unless you get you some appellate lawyers to look over them transcripts now, that's the only thing you can do right now to help Robert Sylvester Kelly, aka R. Kelly, and accept what these people tell you. And maybe they can all work together in some groups, but I doubt it, because you got this one needs money, this one want to be famous, this one want to promote their products, so they don't give a fuck about R. Kelly. Right.
Right. It's crazy, and it's so funny. Look at crazy of him, but it's so funny that before long it was I don't know it was way over a year ago. I had text. It was Block Vendor, it was Trent, it was Dr. Rogers and Levi. Some um, post conviction relief stuff, and some one of them where they could assist him. I mean, I didn't know what was going situation with the lawyers or whatever, but one they can
Mhm.
assist him directly with
Yeah.
writing it up. You know what I'm saying? Without an attorney. But I said let the attorneys take the lead on it if if he if he was convicted. I sent him that information. My informant asked, "What up, crazy?
What it do, boss?
What it do, boss? What it do?"
How you doing, Miss April?
I'm doing fine. Who is that?
Sweet Feet McGee.
What's up? What's up? Yeah. Hey, did you get my text message I sent?
Which one?
Check your text messages.
Okay.
I asked you, was you serious about that trip?
Oh yeah.
Oh,
Get your
okay.
get your
Well, fuck.
documents in order. Get your
Yeah,
documents
I
in
got
order.
everything. I got an appointment to go to the post office next Monday.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So yeah, ain't nothing they can do. Them sitting around talking about this, talking about Kenneth, ain't gonna help us. The verdict is he was guilty of all charges. Ain't shit y'all can do. Ain't no sense in talking about the lawyers, nothing. The only thing you can do at this point to try to help him is to pray for him and hope he gets some good appellate lawyers that
Well, that's
will.
the thing with his
Well, he's
appellate
got to
attorneys.
either, huh?
I said it's the thing with his appellate attorneys. The appeal process, that shit, it can cost you. It can cost you.
Well,
And
that's what I think.
they
They
trying to
need to
slow up his
start
music.
doing fundraisers.
They trying to stop his music, and that could affect his Illinois case, and his appeal.
Me saying he's gonna have
Well,
low reputation or whatever.
I
that
mean,
taking his
I
streaming,
wouldn't say low
his music
reputation.
down.
I'm saying that to really dive in and find out, the appropriate appeal, it's gonna take some time. It's gonna take some due diligence. And motherfucker ain't gonna do that shit for free.
And they ain't no damn lawyers
Right.
nor paralegals.
Right. You know, and it's and
You
it's
know, so please, people, do not listen to those people. If you really want to help, maybe call one of the law schools and ask if there are some students
mhm,
that's willing to help you and give you some advice, because you have some young, eager students out here, and they will give you good advice. But do
That'd
right.
not
probably be his
listen
best bet.
to,
Find some hungry
Yeah.
ass law students
yeah, find some
that
law students.
want to make a name for
Uh-huh.
themselves.
Yeah, and start talking to them. And I hope they can all work together as a team and get it done. But
Hell no, they can't do that
attention,
shit.
this is a
Wait till he
public
gets
service
sentenced.
announcement from Miss April. Do not depend on any of those bloggers to give you 100% legal information. Do not depend on them. They are not lawyers, nor are they paralegals. Do not listen to nothing they tell you unless they have a lawyer right there on that show. Other than that, do not listen to these bloggers to get your hopes up high, to lie to you about this. Because this whole process, hell, it can take up to 10 years.
I don't think it take that long. I would say at least two and a half.
Yeah, two and
But
a half.
but then
But I'm
again,
just saying the
but
whole
then again,
process.
he gonna have multiple. He gonna have multiple appeals. So if he go to
Well,
Illinois,
that's what I'm saying.
that's gonna be
I mean,
another
they're
appeal,
going
and
to have
then
to
Cook
do
County.
3 cases.
So yeah, that's about 6 years,
Right.
six 7 years.
And I hope to God they're not on YouTube listening to these bloggers for 6 years. Ain't nothing, ain't nothing none of these bloggers can say or do right now to help R. Kelly. If they want to get on the streets and march for him and show love, they can do that. But other than trying to give some legal advice or say this shouldn't have happened, do not listen to those people. They are not lawyers nor paralegals. The
I
best
mean, they're gonna
thing
be.
they can do,
I look at it as that's just commentary.
yeah. Well, anything, to keep your channel going for views and likes, they don't give a damn. Hey,
No, now you know what?
monkey see,
A few of these people around here is serious about the situation because a lot of people
Who?
literally.
Name one. Name one.
There's a lot of channels around here serious about their pills.
yeah,
Um, Syl-
I'm like you.
Sylvia,
I
Name one.
mean, I mean, I would say okay. So maybe I said that wrong.
How
The
can you be
approach.
serious
The approach,
about
though.
the appeal and you don't even want to accept the verdict?
well, that's the point. That's the.
I think the
case.
approach is the problem because they really need to look and see the gravity of the situation. They're still in denial. They're still in denial. So they need to understand like what's what to have to be more effective, in my opinion.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but I mean,
And a lot of
so
those people, they've got the transcripts. They can call some of these law colleges. It'll be some students. They'll tell them what the real deal is if they don't want to listen to anybody else.
I mean,
But
at this point, they need to find a loophole. As far as the law, I believe it was he was charged appropriately. However, if it was a loophole that a technicality that they could find, that would be his best bet.
right, that's what I was saying. So that's going to fall upon the constitutional rights. So that's what I was saying. It's but like I was trying to explain, with those appeals, that is dependent on with the type of defense that they put on or what have you. You have to be careful with that because that can contradict your appeal. So you're appealing if you're saying something, is wrong for as the proceedings, some type of and something that the jury that an instruction that the judge couldn't have just remedied with just telling the jury whatever. That's appellate reasons. Those are appellate issues. Oh, bro, that's Robert clicking back on. So
okay.
yeah, so you got to be it's all those people got to sit up there and figure out those reasons. But if you can't sit up there and say, okay, he's appealing because just because he didn't do it or whatever, and you put on you got some type of excuses or justifications that you introduced during the court, like mistake of fact with the age and stuff like that. So you're saying it happened, but here's why. Because you are accepting some type of culpability with regards to your defense. So when you
I think
all that stuff in there, they're going to contradict the appeal.
right.
So that's why you have to be careful. Now, so letting them people figure that out.
I think the appeal won't let him walk free. I think it's possible if they can find a technicality. It'd be hard. It could possibly shave some time off. But I don't think it can be. They can appeal it where he can just walk totally free. Because you have some charges.
They're going to have to either grant him a new trial or like that or like you said, but just depending on
It'll be the same outcome.
Yeah,
Same outcome.
or it's gonna be offer. Do you want to like accept the offer, plea or something like that? So there's some stuff that can.
That would be his best bet. I think for his Illinois case, he probably should just go ahead and plea out because he's about to get humiliated. And you think she said she know where the skeleton's at, know where the body's at. If she knew all that shit, imagine what fucking Rashana know. Imagine what the hell she gonna say on the stand.
Yeah, because Rashonda,
she been with him since 08 trial.
08, and he been taking care of her and the whole family
since the early 90s. She been with him since the late 90s, not early 90s, the late 90s.
So are you saying that she has been with him after the trial?
She been with him since the 90s.
But right after the 08 trial.
Yeah, she left. Yeah, she just left. Yeah, she left after he got indicted. She put money on his books. Rashana Lanfear. She put money on his books.
Hold on. I'm about to call you.
Wait a minute, Karen. You know what I used to say? You know what I used to say when people said that Rashonda put money on this books. I said, hell, it probably was his own goddamn money. She ain't put
I don't
shit.
know what I don't know what it was, but that information got leaked. You know, so I can't in trouble for that information now. So
But
it's
yeah,
been
see, that's what I'm
it's the
saying.
fact
But yeah,
that she was
yeah.
with him and she put money on his book when he was locked up in his last indictment in 2019.
Huh?
So
See,
so she
this
been with him
God
for she been
damn.
Yeah,
with
see,
him
that's
for
what I'm saying.
decades.
She
For
never left.
decades.
And you notice they don't even talk about
She didn't leave
Rashonda
until
that much.
till the feds got a hold of her and made her get that testimony. And like, look, you want to go to jail with this
Because,
nigga,
baby, we got all the
or do you
receipts
want to
of
go
all this
home?
money.
Explain to
All
me
this money.
these 4 tapes.
And did she
Explain
come?
to,
Did she have a baby? Did she have a baby?
I have no idea. Let let
Yeah,
let
she had
let
a baby
Oh
let
gosh.
let Dana let Dana tell her, you know, he the baby daddy. So
Oh Lord. Oh Lord. Oh Lord. Oh.
yeah, oh Lord,
I thought she had a
call his
baby.
call his name.
Yeah, I thought she had a baby like recently.
Yeah, she
I
did.
don't
She had
know.
her first child recently. But all this time up until now, she has been with Rob.
So she
Getting
know a
paid
lot of shit.
well.
So here, this is what you have to put in perspective. Put this in perspective. You got Michelle K Michelle. I'm sorry, K
Mm-hmm.
Michelle. She said, if I talk, everybody going to jail. And then
Mm-hmm.
you got Ass. I know where the motherfucking dead bodies at. And came through with him. You know. Now
Mm-hmm.
she been with him longer than both of them put together.
Mm-hmm.
So if they know all that shit, imagine what the hell she know. So this Illinois case, she gonna take you out.
Yeah,
Buckle your
I'm just
seatbelt.
saying how. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to because I remember that there were some minors in let me see something while
It's
y'all.
all minors in Illinois case. All
I
minors,
I know, but everybody is speculating
except for
who's gonna
ex-
be.
Hey,
But
Keller, how many minors is it? Because I had a friend asking me how many minors.
I
They
believe it's
had
6,
I'm
except
finna look.
for Lisa Van Allen. She's listed as an individual. She was listed as a minor, then they took out and put her as an individual. So it's 6,
So they gonna try to
4
have her
tapes.
testify again? Because they didn't
Well,
have her testify
they
before.
need to go
Because
ahead and
they
give
didn't
her a
think she was
Xanax.
a credible witness.
No, that's not why. They said she had a panic attack.
No, I'm saying in the '08 trial.
And she testified in '08. She got immunity to testify. She testified in '08. She was on the stand for hours. And she was upset because she said that they talked about everything except for what she was there for. They talked about her house, her sex life and shit. And she said the government didn't object to none of that stuff. And she was upset and she was kind of debating. She had did an interview and she was kind of hesitating on if she would testify again because of that reason. She said she don't know if she could go through that again. Fast forward to New York, they brought her in to testify, and she had a panic attack and ended up not testifying.
Hold on, you said they gave her immunity.
At '08. At '08.
Okay,
And
wait a minute.
'08,
Are you
yeah.
sure with immunity?
Yes.
Okay, so if that's the case, that means that she done something.
Something.
Yeah, so
So
she done
Yeah.
something.
here's the thing.
Oh my
Here's the
gosh.
here's the thing. Here's what
Yeah.
everybody needs to understand. Anybody R. Kelly mess with that is of age, that's over 18, it is intertwined in this shit. It's been said that he makes everybody sleep with minors. That's how he control people. He got
But
everybody hands dirty.
but they
I
not
just
gonna
can't
give
believe
her
it.
immunity. They're not gonna give her immunity if he is the cause of her committing a crime. They give you an immunity when your ass done committed a crime.
Well,
Your
she got
motherfucking
immunity for federal and state charges in '08.
I think she had a
baby.
point.
Hell no.
Because
Hell to
her and that
no.
her and that boyfriend she was with. I mean, she tried to blackmail him with that tape.
If she ain't trying to blackmail him with the damn tape, he fucking got the tape back. Shit. He
And then
tracked her
didn't they
down.
make
Hold on, Miss April. Hold on. He tracked her down. This came up. This came up in the Brooklyn case. Not only did he track her down and pay for it, he beat her ass because he stole. Because she found out he stole. She stole from him.
yeah, his Rolex watch.
It wasn't just Rolex. It was a lot of shit. It was a Rolex,
Money.
shirt. I don't know if it was money. I don't remember saying money. But porn.
Yeah, she
People leave that out.
She tried to extort
Oh
her
my
money.
God.
Yeah.
People leave that out. People leave that out. But shit, they just want to focus on the Rolex. No, it was sex tape too.
Now, see, we got to get a hold of that on Chicago. And I ain't saying I don't believe you, but
Get a hold of what?
If she got immunity, that's some shit she did.
Oh, she did something. I mean, but that's not that's we understand that. I mean, you're not gonna get immunity. You know, they gave it to her so she could testify and not criminate herself. So of course, we know that she did something. That's like with Smith. That's like with Demetrius Smith. You know.
Right.
So yeah, I mean, we're not denying that.
Yeah, but I don't want it to be. I didn't know that.
They need to go ahead and get joy immunity so she can testify against them and not commit perjury against herself.
No, they ain't give no immunity to commit no perjury. No. This is
no. I said they need so she won't. I said so she won't. I said they need to give joy immunity so she won't commit perjury against herself.
She won't commit perjury. Yeah, that's going to be perjury. You know, that's something another testimony under oath or under the penalty of perjury that she's already given. So she's not going to commit perjury on the stand. They just going to
if she feels that her testimony will incriminate herself, she's going to end up lying. But if she get immunity, she can testify freely without fucking the threat of her getting arrested.
No, that's not how that works. If she's on the stand and if something's going to incriminate herself, she's going to take the fifth on the questions that's going to incriminate herself.
Yeah, but that's not going to help. That's not going to help the case. So what I'm saying is, in order for her to testify freely, give her immunity so she can testify freely and don't have to worry about self-incrimination. Because that's what her parents was concerned about. Her getting on the stand lying for this motherfucker and end up committing perjury. That's what they was concerned. They was praying that she don't take the stand in New York for that reason.
Oh wow.
Well, they're not finna go through all that.
Does anybody know when the Chicago case is starting?
There's no date set yet.
Well, they need to hurry up and get it going. I mean, Steve Green, he's on this case, and he's claiming how good he is. So I can't wait to see him do his job.
He ain't gonna do no better. You talking about Greenberg?
Yes.
He ain't gonna do no better. He lost just as many motions that they lost. So he got plenty to say. And he can't do nothing different. It would have been the same outcome.
Oh yeah.
Because we already saw what happened in the dockets before Canada got on. They lost everything, all the motions that Leonard and fucking Greenberg wrote, which is pretty much somewhat their defense.
Mm-hmm.
But they were but you got, like I keep saying, you got to realize that those most of those motions were R. Kelly motions, so they're gonna lose those anyway. Anybody was gonna lose those.
All
It
of
don't
them.
matter who. Yeah,
All of
all of them. All of them. There's no guarantee.
them.
They ain't no piece of okay, we gonna let this one go because
I
no. All the ones I seen, she was going to deny them because it's a
I
R.
feel the
Kelly
best chance they had, was COVID release of him getting out on bond or bail. And when that didn't happen, I was like, yep, it's a wrap.
Yeah, I wrote a sample one of that, and I said pretty much the same. Now, pretty much the same thing. I cited, the constitutional rights and things of that nature, and Canada wrote one with that. I said, okay, well that's what I thought is as well they should have hit, but they don't give a damn about none of that. People like well we'll do
Right,
this, we'll
because
do
they
that.
tell me that they talking about Candace like a dog, and I'm like, wow,
They would have talked
wow,
about anybody. If it was Greenberg, they would have talked about him. It's crazy because they was all for Kaepernick until the verdict came in.
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay. Candy,
Because
that version, they were like,
Candace,
fuck
Kaepernick
what was
him.
he
mechanic,
called?
Kaepernick
Candace
the
the
mechanic.
mechanic.
Kaepernick don't panic. They had all these slogans for him and pre-verdict. When the verdict came in, all that shit changed.
I'm not on the screen, y'all. I'm trying to match up. I'm trying to see who I think that's going to trying to figure out who's going to be named in the Chicago case. Cause
Illinois or Cook County?
Illinois, yeah. No,
What
Illinois.
you trying to look up? What you trying to find?
Trying to see who's gonna be the people that they're talking about, the minors, the
Okay, I can
little
send it to
minors.
you.
You know who they are?
I mean, not everybody, but only person I know for certain is Rashana and Lisa Van Allen. They don't. It's hard with that case. It's
And yeah,
hard with that case.
I'm trying to match it up to see will it be anybody that has already been named in New York.
Do you have the indictment?
Uh-huh. That's what I'm looking at. Now I'm not on the screen, y'all, so
Okay.
I don't know the questions. Anybody asking questions? I'm
Yeah, it's
writing
kind of
them
hard. It's kind of hard with them. I don't have
down. Yeah.
enough information.
Right. No,
Uh,
now we figured it out over here. You know how we do it. We get it out the
hey,
mud. So I am writing down my method right now. Y'all seem like y'all done ran out of words to say. I thought I was gonna do it real quick.
oh,
Um uh,
my bad. I
well,
just stopped. I didn't run out. I just stopped talking because you was talking about that.
no, right, I'm getting writing it down right now. Okay, so that's 6. 1, 2,
All
3.
you need to know is fucking RL on 4 tapes. Everybody else don't even matter.
Right, but they charged in here though.
They
That's what I'm
they charge they charging them, but that's the RL show. Just like with New York, it was Jane and Faith. For Illinois. Shit, it's gonna be RL. Welcome to the RL show.
And who is number 2 in Chicago? Because I don't think number 2 is supposed to be is a minor. Who is number
Which
2?
one? Which one you
Minor.
looking at?
I'm in Chicago.
Are you looking at the latest one? Because they took it out.
There
It
is
got to be
another
look. So you got. Are you looking at the latest? So it got superseded. So they had um, Lisa Van Allen as a minor, and they took her out and put her as an individual. So that's why I'm asking, which one are you looking at?
I'm on 21320. That's the latest indictment I see in here.
213. Yeah, I believe that's the right one. So that's up to date. They got Lisa
Right.
out of it already. They already took Lisa out.
Okay, so all right, so it's just 5 people. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right?
I thought it was 6. You looking at it now?
Okay,
Oh,
that's what I'm saying. I got minor 1, minor 3, minor 4, minor 5, minor 6. So
Okay.
that's 5 people. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I thought it was 6 people too. That's why I'm looking.
Okay. All right. So
That's why anybody in
yeah,
the chat,
February
I'm not
13th,
on the screen.
February 13th, 2020. That's the one you're looking at, right?
Right. Anybody in the
Okay.
chat that knows if there's 5 or 6? Because I'm looking at it right now. And I only see 5 minors, but I don't know where the 6th person would be.
Okay, so you got minor. Okay, yeah, because they took 2 out. That's what it was. So they got minor 1. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I hear you.
No, I can hear you.
I can hear you, Robert.
We hear you.
Killer. Let's see what happened. Killer, we can hear you. I don't know what you're doing.
You know what? When I went to the other screen, it cut my audio off. But if you look at page 6, it got minor 1, and then
Yeah.
it skipped minor 2. You see that?
Yeah, that's why I was asking what happened to minor 2.
Right. So it took minor 2 out. So that's why you see.
Just 5.
Well, yeah.
Yeah, I don't even like talking about the New York case. I mean, it's a wrap.
It's over. Well, unless you're talking about the appeal. What can you talk about?
The only thing I want to do, I want somebody to tell me that they got somebody that's been gave them advice on the appeal to find loopholes to put in their appeal. So ain't no sense in talking about New York unless you got some people to help you with the appeal. It's a wrap.
I don't see it. I don't see a logical appeal from the evidence. Look like they did a good job proving the case.
They got some issues now. They got some stuff.
What issues you saw?
Robert, you don't see no defense. You don't
I'm
see
asking you. I'm asking you what issues you saw.
Where it won that jury instruction. We went over this on a live, honey. The jury instructions, that is where I wrote this stuff down. Hold on. See what I found. It was 3 things.
So
I
I
was
feel
I was up with Dom when we were talking about it. So
so we got. Well, let's see if I can think off the top of my head. So you got the bribery. I don't see nothing. I feel like that's solid. I think that bribery is airtight.
And you say Chicago is on him being with minors.
All minors for the federal case. Cook County, no, it's not all minors. But for the federal,
go ahead.
For the federal, all minors. Four tapes as of now. Who knows what's going to happen between now and trial time? But as of now, 4 tapes. Last I heard, they said they found child pornography in 100 devices that they was going through, and they wasn't in the process of finishing. That was damn near over a year ago, and I haven't heard anything after that. But they said they found child pornography, and they wasn't done going through them. So who knows? I wish they don't have a discovery like fucking New York did. I wish they had discovery that was in the dockets.
I stood my ground on the visual depictions. I know how it was written. I was like, But at 2, 4, and 5, like, where the tapes,
What the tapes? What the tapes?
What the tape? What goddamn tapes? Everybody said it was tapes. What tapes? But
people still say that. People still say there's no tapes.
Well, now were they tapes? A visual depiction?
Visual depiction. I'm sorry. People still say there's no visual depictions.
What were the visual depictions?
Um, they had one with the bodily fluids. They had
What about, I mean, what's
huh
body fluid? What are you talking about?
bodily fluids. You know what that
Okay,
is?
yeah, but what, I mean, just explain it, because I'm talking, what tape was that?
I don't even want to get into it. Shit is fucking disgusting.
Talking about the feces?
Yeah, and urine.
Okay, that was, no, we were talking about the goddamn child pornography. That's what we was talking about, child pornography. Where's the tapes with the pornography? It wasn't no tapes or depiction with the child pornography.
Um, I don't I don't think he had a sex any charges for child pornography in that case. That's the
Right.
Illinois case.
Wait a
That's the
minute. No,
Illinois
no, no.
case. It's a
Hold
child.
on. We sat up here. Y'all done told me we was going back and forth for a
Uh,
while about the
right.
visual depictions, and I said, because I said for 2, 4, and 5, when that defense came back and said that none exists. Remember, we was going back and forth. I said if they say none exists, and the prosecutors come back with their rebuttal to that and said that the defense is incorrect, if they believe that testimony about those visual depictions exist isn't evidence, they are wrong. And I said, when that, putting those two together, that tells me
All
that
right.
there
So
are
let's
no
go to
visual depictions with the
who
whatever
was
the child
two? Who was
pornography.
two? Who was two?
2 points. I don't know who 2 was, but that's what they were challenging. They was opposing.
So five
And
had one. Five had one. That's Jane. We know she had one. Um, four. Who? Four was Geronda,
Geronda.
right?
Wait a minute. 5 didn't have a child pornography, didn't have no sex tape.
She had a tape. She had uh, a tape of her with the feces shit.
Yeah, but that, nope, don't change the thing. Why I said, we said specifically child pornography, sex tapes. That was a tape by some
Well, they
what
they
that.
listed a bunch of shit. They listed a bunch of things. Remember we went over this. They listed like three different ones, and you know,
What
remember we went over this.
Yeah,
I
we
don't
went over
remember.
it. You the one don't
Physical,
remember. Who
physical. I don't remember. It was a long time ago.
remember? And when I was telling you that, it's a physical. However, when it read it, however it read in the
Right.
transcript, did not say child pornography.
Okay. It just said. I understand that. It said physical, sexual. We went over that. Physical,
We did.
sexual, and something else. So we were. I thought we
Right.
already established that.
We established no. You established that there was some tapes or whatever or some sex. And I told you that no, that don't mean that. That don't
We
mean
were
that.
just
And
going
what
off
they
what they
show up.
said. We,
No, you was
we,
right. I was going off what they said. Y'all was going off hope. I was
I don't
going
know,
off what
but
they
hey,
said explicit.
at the end of the day, nine counts guilty. So hey,
No, I
it's
stand
dirty
again.
water under the bridge. It's
Well,
dirty
yeah,
water under the
whatever.
bridge.
But you got to be, I deal with the facts. You got to be, careful with that. And I was standing my ground on them visual depictions. I stood my ground.
Hey,
But, you know,
put in the
it is
appeal.
what it is. So I'm looking in the uncharged acts for any, um, trying to find out who are those folks. So that's 91. That's 94. Hold on, we're getting close. So we have people. We got to start looking for 96. That's how I'm matching up. That's 95, and see, that's 2001. Hold on. That's, what is this? This is, okay. That's about the STD. That's 2006. Thank you. They got them in order 2006. Because you know I'm going to do reasonable deduction 2009. Uh-uh. About 2001. That's 2016. Okay. This is, hold on. Okay. That's DPS 2018. Okay. This is what I'm coming up with. I'm coming up with that those alleged minors are people that wasn't mentioned nowhere in New York. So these are going to be some new people. I believe. I believe these will be some new people.
Well,
So let's see what we come up with that. There's going to be some new people. So this is going to be interesting.
I mean, um, it was some new people in New York. You know, we had a mixture of both.
Yeah, but I'm talking about these are going to be some new people that weren't mentioned. I'm going to go back and check, but I just did a quick scan, and I believe that these are going to be some new people that we didn't hear about in the New York case. And remember, the New York case had their charged acts, then they had their uncharged acts, and it was what 20 of those people.
So we got minor one. We know it's RL. We got minor three. Met him in '96
Mm-hmm.
when she was 15. God damn.
So I
Y'all know
read off,
who the fuck these. And you
yeah,
got minor five was fucking 13 to or 14. Oh shit, it's all bad.
yeah,
Yeah, these are all new people.
these new people.
And then another minor, not minor 6, 14, 15. Oh yeah. This
Mm-hmm.
this 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 you need to go and take a plea, Nat.
Yeah,
There's no way out of that shit. I don't know what Greenberg is thinking.
and these and to me, this is going to be a much easier case than the New York case. And they keep
Shit.
on harassing these people because if they mess around and throw some uncharged acts on that Chicago case,
You
oh, this
think
is
they're
going
gonna do that?
to go back quicker than the New York.
You think they're gonna do that?
They could.
They might. At the last minute again.
Yeah. Boom. It'd be like boom. What? Oh, I'm like, oh my gosh, this is crazy.
I think I'm surprised he didn't get superseded. I'm pretty sure it may be some uncharged acts due to the fact they got that fucking storage.
Well, if they produce some tapes, it might not be I'm pretty sure there ain't gonna be no uncharged acts. They produce any type of tapes and stuff
Well,
like that.
that's corroboration right there with the tapes.
Yeah, and to be honest, they could have. I was talking to somebody today and trying to explain. They was telling them this. We were talking about it. That they could have, they could have slapped this on with the RICO and whatever, and then have it all like that. But it's a little trick, right? They break it up in these jurisdictions and stuff like that. When especially if there's a RICO involved, of course you know they could have ran this with that. They break it up to avoid like it looks. I mean, not this is not the main reason. Of course, it has something to do with venue and stuff like that, but if they had got a RICO out there, they break it up like this, kind of to avoid the overcharging look. Stuff that's
Well,
prejudicial, to be prejudicial, then it'll come up on appeal like, okay, yeah, this is a lot. This was prejudicial to the defendant. They got it in this jurisdiction and whatever, to make it look like, hey, we are. He's not being overcharged. It's not gonna come up looking up at like being prejudicial. None of that.
can you go to? You still got your pacer up?
Yeah.
Can you go to the pending count, see what they is?
With the who?
The pending counts for Illinois should be at the top because I'm thinking they didn't need the RICO at all for this.
No, they didn't need it. But what I'm
Because
saying,
because I think with the New York case, it was the RICO was needed for the statute of limitations.
well, yeah,
And with
this
the
one fell on the statute of limitations too. But
now when
again,
the minors are involved, now when there's no statute of limitation with minors. Bribery, however, need RICO for that.
right.
But whenever you have sex, when sexual assault on a minor, you don't need RICO for that. There's no limitations, no statute of limitations.
Federal. So you sure? What?
Yeah.
Okay.
First,
I'll be swear for it. I take it word for
but
it.
can you look at the pending charges? Well, you got it
Yeah,
up.
I'm on a.
Well, pending counts.
All right, I'm on a. It's what's one?
I mean, child pornography.
Yeah.
So that's where you're gonna get the. That's where they was talking about. So you see child pornography?
Yeah, I see child pornography there. They got to take.
Okay.
But what I'm saying is, they didn't need the RICO. But what I'm saying is, too, they could have added this on there. You know what I'm saying? But that would have made it look way more. It would have been too
I
much.
think they could have added this under the Mann Act if they wanted to. RICO, I don't think they needed RICO for this. Other stuff they needed, they absolutely needed the RICO. Without the RICO, all that shit fall apart.
I'm not talking about need. I'm saying they could have. I ain't saying they
Oh,
needed.
well, I'm saying they needed.
No, I'm
I'm
just saying
saying
they could have.
with
And that,
count one, they needed RICO.
yeah, of course they needed it. Yeah. But let's see.
That's
Yeah,
why they
they
was trying to. That's why they was trying to dismantle it
right.
because you take dismantle that, then shit, you don't got shit.
For the RICO, but it's that man action of the man act.
That Mann Act, yeah, you still have the Mann Act.
The other 8 charges.
Yeah, but I think the RICO carried the most weight, even though it was only one count.
Right. What else was I say? But this is new people. If I'm looking at this right.
It's so sad, man. He just fucked his whole career up. It's so sad.
Right. But I just want to know what it will be I want to know what will be the motion. I want to know all the post conviction relief. What's gonna be the claims? That's what I want to know. Shit.
What you mean?
I just want to know what they're gonna put in, what they're gonna file, what they're filing. I don't know what to file, what they're gonna say. What's gonna be the defense? You know what I'm saying? What they're gonna say?
Well, shit, you can kind of look at the motions. They saying you can kind of look at the motions that's in there now. One of them is they saying that it's what's that shit called? You charge for the same charge twice?
Double jeopardy.
Double jeopardy.
They got motions in there already.
Yeah,
I didn't see no motions in there.
yeah, they got motions. I mean, they got motions that was denied.
No, I'm talking about after the verdict.
No, I'm talking about. Oh, you talking about New York? I'm sorry.
Yeah. I'm talking
Oh, well, they got to November 1st for that.
right.
You know, they last minute with shit. You know, they gonna fill that shit out at 2 minutes before midnight.
Right. That's crazy.
But shit, they may need Kanek for Illinois too. They need Kanek, Greenberg, all hands on deck for this shit. They gon' get what's dude name with the defense fund? Antoine. Anton. And
Oh
bring his ass
Lord.
back too. Yeah, boy. The non-lawyer put his ass on the McCallum Fowler appearance.
Oh Lord.
No, I'm just talking
Oh,
shit.
I like non-lawyer.
Yeah, I'm just talking shit, non-lawyer.
Yeah. Right, right.
What's up with Q? Did you ever talk to Q?
Who was Q?
The appellate attorney.
I ain't talking no Q. Who was that?
Remember you was like, next time I go live, can you click the link?
Q.
Q, the appellate attorney. Remember we was talking about what the hell we was talking about? Um, separating the case.
Yeah, Severance. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I ain't know whatever happened to Q. No. Yeah, cause I wouldn't. Yeah, cause I never done no high crimes and stuff like that. So I don't know the stuff on that. But yeah, you supposed
So I don't know what happened in regards to my understanding, like for them to have a separate trial was pretty much up to the the defendant, the co-defendants. I don't know if they decided or not,
no.
but it's
I
pretty
mean the
much there.
codefendant. Yeah, the codefendant can ask this up to the. That's not a automatic
That
situation.
was no, it was granted. I believe it was granted because they had a right to a speedy trial, and it was granted for that reason because
Oh
R.
really?
Kelly,
Oh okay.
yeah. So R. Kelly, had all this other shit going on, and they had a right to a speedy trial. So last I checked, well, this is like damn near a year ago, if not longer, that even though it was pretty much granted, they still didn't decide whether or not they want to do it or not.
Was it granted or pretty much?
Huh?
Was it granted or was it pretty much granted? Because you said pretty much, just either it was granted or not.
Well, they said that he got no, they didn't grant it, but he said that you do have a right to a speedy trial. So he's hinting
Okay,
like,
well, it still wasn't
God damn
granted.
it, we will
Yeah,
do it. We will. It wasn't granted, but he said you have a right. The judge told him this. You have a right to a speedy trial. So that's
right.
saying like, okay, like
Yeah.
I'm gonna grant this shit, but it
Yeah,
wasn't.
I don't know
It
if it
wasn't.
granted or not because several, but I'm gonna look, but I don't know if it was granted.
No, I'm just saying what the judge said. Like they told him like you have a right to a speedy trial, and last I checked, he needed to, I guess, talk about it with his counsel to see like which route they want to go. And I haven't checked. I don't know. I have to look at the motions. I don't know if they agreed to separate it or not. Because it's been a while. I was always following New York, but it's been a
Mhm.
while since I, looked at Illinois.
Yeah, I mean
But
that
yeah, that's
that
the
would be
obstruction.
good, huh?
That's the obstruction
Yeah, right,
as well.
right, and
So I have a
that would be
question.
good. Yeah.
I got a question. So with the obstruction, right? Now, if they say, if they find him guilty on this obstruction, can they reopen '08?
Mm-mm. No. That, that's that's what they are putting. That's what he's going to have the obstruction for. The people out
Right,
there. No, they ain't gonna
right.
open it. Mm-mm.
But
They
those,
just processing it. I mean, they pretty much they not you can't like do it over,
but
but they're
'08
pretty
was
much doing
child
it.
pornography, all child pornography charges in '08. I forgot how many counts. And they saying that he got a not guilty verdict because of obstruction. So with that, I mean, do that still? They be like, oh well. I mean, I don't.
Yeah, because they are getting him for that. That's why they're charging him with the obstruction. That trial has been done. You know what I'm saying? So that's why they're taking him. They're getting him for the obstruction. Is obstruction a charge in there for that?
Yeah, they charged with obstruction.
Okay, well I ain't looked at it. So yeah, so
That's what the
they
co-defendants
already,
for.
yeah, they're getting him, they're charging for obstruction. They're already you know getting him
It's
with the
crazy.
the same.
It's crazy how you get charged with obstruction and somewhat the same thing played out. With this recent trial with the attempt to obstruct.
Yeah, this is all bad, but they're gonna have to figure this out. I don't know. They're gonna have to advise him wisely, because this is gonna be crazy. So she's going to. I just want to know what was her thought process. I mean, I know it's got to be a sooner time, available calendar date than May 4th, the sentencing.
Right.
So
That's
I
it.
just want to know what is the thought process behind it. What is going on with that shit?
Is she
Why?
purposely waiting on fucking Illinois to conclude before she sentenced?
Where are they? Well, let me see if they got a status. Let me see if
They
they
got
got
they got I think October 20 something.
is a status thing.
Yeah.
Okay. Status here. Y'all, I'm getting sleepy, Lord. Status here. That's what I meant. Oh, Lord. I'm going to see what happened with the last one.
Yeah, this graveyard shift. My
Okay.
fucking
Let me see. This is Illinois. Does he got? Uh, I don't like how Illinois wrote this out. I like how how New York did their indictments, because they got, you know what I'm saying, they got what it is right under the count. You got to read through the elements and all this and to find out what the hell he charged for. So I
they
just want
got
to
it
know
under
how,
the counts.
not
They
how
have it.
no, not how New York had it. They had it to count, and then boom, what was the act, the charge. Under here you got to, it says count for the special May
Oh, okay.
20,
I see what you're saying.
2019 grand jury further charges, blah 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 blah. What happened?
So what
Then you
are
got
overt acts? What are those overt acts? What does that mean?
where acts just, how to put this, meaning other crimes that played a part of it, that, you know what I'm saying, of the other shit that done happen. So it's like just say if somebody stole my pocketbook,
You say
then
pocketbook.
yeah, my pocketbook. Somebody stole my pocketbook, but then they hit me in my head and shit, all that other extra stuff. You know what I'm saying? But the crime, stole my goddamn pocketbook. I mean,
Well, they got 13 counts in this one.
right. It did some extra stuff too in the commission of the crime he been charged with. They did some extra shit. So that's basically what it is. This is crazy. When I tell you they done wrote, they done, somebody. I wonder if women. Let me see who done wrote this up. Let me see who's on this team. Let me see. Let me see if I can. Who's leading this team? See if it's women. Then
Oh no, they
women
got one guy. I got one guy in there.
on this team.
Mm-hmm.
Let me see that. Oh Lord. Okay. Oh, they forfeiting. I'm just going through it. They forfeiting in this too. Let me see why they forfeiting. What is this? conviction, set forth specific indictment, defendants already had Milton Brown, Jim Brown, for the United States number in many matters contains visual depictions described in 18. Okay, any property constituted, any traceable and gross profits and other proceeds obtained from such offenses and other property used to intend to be used to commit and promote the commission. Oh, they took $1 million and some dollars. Is that $1 million?
Yeah, they took. Yeah, they took.
God damn.
Yeah, I forgot about that.
They don't want them to have shit. What the hell? They don't want them to have shit.
That's another thing. You know, they saying that, you know, he wanted his masters and shit. They would have took that shit too. Well, good thing he don't get it.
Yeah, like.
Well, I mean, when you have obstruction, that come with obstruction. You know, they can't for him to have any means to obstruct again.
Right, and any type of obstruction and conspiracy and stuff like that, you're gonna see some kind of overt acts and shit like that. So, yeah, that is crazy. That is goddamn crazy as hell. Yeah, but it's just, you know, some shit that, cause you know, you think about what he did for, what was the obstruction or the conspiracy, whatever they did, like the extortion, the tape buying and stuff like that, right?
Well, they say he paid people to lie, so he can and paid the parents off and paid the victim off to help him win his OA trial. And they saying that Milton and Junebug was a part of that.
Right. So that's the overt. That's the planning, the preparation, and then the committing the crime and the commission.
So you're right. That definitely could have been under the RICO. Now that I think about it, shit, that could have been RICO all day.
Yeah, and then the furtherance, also a whole bunch of shit. They did a whole, you know, they got a whole bunch of shit that this might, if they keep on around here, this damn verdict gonna come back quicker than the one in New York. Cause now we know that they got visual depictions.
Hell yeah, these tapes.
Yeah, we ain't got this. I ain't got to look for the tapes. They said they got them, right?
With these goddamn tapes, soon as they see the tapes, shit, they mind made up before they fucking start deliberating.
Right. And then I won't, you know, and there's people saying, oh, they came back so quick. They didn't think about it. The mind was made up. Yeah, when they was going through the trial, they was sitting there, they was listening to the shit.
Right. You think they just twirl their thumbs?
Yeah.
So really, you know, that's part of the deliberation started when they was fucking testimony started. Shit.
Right. That's what. Yeah. And so when they get back there, they take a poll, see where everybody is. They're not sitting up there deliberating on the shit they already agree that he guilty on. So that's why it didn't take long. They're not going to sit up there and deliberate and go back and forth on the shit that they agree that he's guilty on. They told you what they had a problem with. How
you feel about Faith? Got him 4 times. With the herpes. 4 counts.
4 counts, and that was separated by the dates, right? I think we kind of went over that. Was separated by the dates, right? So I was thinking that they could have. I mean, you know, 1 count. Okay, you know what I'm saying, but. Like
I think they could have did more than 4. You know, if they really wanted to go in, they could have did more than 4.
You're right, but is that? But when would this rise to a level of excessive and stuff like that?
That's what I'm
See,
saying. When do it hit that threshold?
right. Who I don't, who knows? That's something that, could be looked at, and appellate courts hate to overturn something the lower courts do. So y'all gotta keep that in mind.
Right. Well, you got to have something that's going to validate it, like case law or something similar to that. When they made a decision, uh, um, similar to his situation.
Right. I don't know. I don't know.
But shit, these goddamn supporters, shit, they might as well don't come to Illinois. They ain't gonna make it. They ain't gonna make it at all.
So when we were talking about and I found what I had written down when I was up here talking to Dom about the appellate situation. So, um, most of it, the only thing that I see, and I'm pretty sure they're gonna find some other stuff because he was hollering, um, constitutional rights when he was coming out. So we already know that's gonna be, um, what he's gonna claim as grounds for an appeal. So you have, what they call it, like the incorrect evidentiary ruling, which has to do with the evidence. They were saying like the evidence was prejudicial, um, which and you got the jury instructions and stuff was incorrect. They were arguing back and forth. So I'm pretty sure we will probably see that on appeal. The lack of sufficient evidence. Then you have like evidence that should have been, precluded. You know what I'm saying? So stuff like that.
I don't see none of that shit.
You don't never see none of it. You don't never
I've
see
been
shit.
looking. I've been trying to look. I've been looking high and low. I really have. I
You
really
ain't.
have, and I can't find shit.
You got stuff.
I,
What I'm just telling you, you
so here's
might
what I
not.
did. Here's what I
Yeah.
did. So I looked at the actual charges. And I looked at the government and to see, okay, how they going to prove. Now I did see one possible problem. I'll get on that. Um, but I looked at the actual charges, and I see what the government did to prove the charges, and I see that they have done it. And then I look at the defense to see how can they discredit or poke holes in this, and I see fucking a bunch of failed attempts.
Yeah, but that
Now, but
don't mean that's not that has nothing to do with the appeals. Go ahead.
now I did see some with fucking with Geronda. I was like, okay, y'all,
Mm.
y'all got real crafty with this one, and they got her under the Mann Act, right? And the way that they did it was they used her phone in the cell towers to put her in a certain location. So I thought that part was kind of unique. Other people, they had plane tickets and stuff like that, so that was easy. But with her, they didn't have any plane tickets. They used her cell phone and the cell tower to put her, in a different location outside of Illinois.
Mm. Well, I mean, you got to show that there was some type of legal errors, and like I said, and sometimes something was prejudicial. So that's gonna come all in the evidence. Then you got what about those uncharged acts and stuff like that? Was that prejudicial. I mean, so they have stuff that they can raise, for the appeals court. We don't know if it's going to be approved or not, but they have some stuff, some issues that they can raise um, when they get out of this, motion phase. So
I just don't see like the
you don't
okay.
have
So here's why. Here's why. The burden of proof is on the government. So it's like you telling them, God damn it, you can't prove shit.
That's not what
If
it's.
they
That's not how the appeals go. Looks like I was
if you saying
arguing with
this,
you about the defense. That you claim they didn't have no defense. They did have a defense. They had a defense time he said he was not
well,
guilty.
I'm not saying they didn't have a defense. I'm saying they didn't have a good defense.
A
I'm
viable
saying that
defense, but you
I'm
ain't
saying
see
that
it.
of course they had a defense. I'm just saying it wasn't worth shit.
Well, you don't know what it was.
Come on off.
You don't know what it was. All you went on is no. I'm not the truth. No, I'm not saying that they were
I,
overcharged. I'm saying
I
that when they hold on, I'm talking to the truth. When they saying I'm saying that like when they spreaded it out on the jurisdiction, with the different jurisdictions, which when he had a um um the RICO there, they could have added that to it if they wanted to or whatever. But that could have made it look like it was overcharged, excessive, or what have you. That could have been an issue on an appeal because that looks prejudicial. If you got to separate out there with the jurisdiction in Chicago, you got something out there in New York, then that looks a little better. I'm just saying, to the eye, that looks a little better when it comes up with jurisdiction. So, what you
but I don't need to know what type of defense it was. What type it was is irrelevant. I'm looking at if I'm a motherfucking one of the 12, y'all didn't convince me otherwise. Y'all didn't give me any type of reasonable doubt. Regardless if I recognize what approach they took as completely irrelevant to me, what type of defense they using, that's irrelevant. I'm looking strictly at did y'all poke holes in this shit and give me any type of reasonable doubt?
the
I feel
defense
that
is
deal that
not irrelevant. Are you crazy? The defense is not
no,
irrelevant.
no, no, no. I'm not saying the defense is. Listen to me. I'm not saying the
What
defense
type?
is irrelevant. I'm saying the type. As me as a juror, I don't need to know what type of defense that they're using. That part is irrelevant for me. As
Okay,
if I'm a juror. If I
for
listen,
you,
if I'm a juror, if I'm a juror,
yeah,
if I'm a juror, I
right.
don't need to know what type, what approach, what strategy. All I need to know is, were you able to give me any type of reasonable doubt? That's it. That's all.
Okay, okay, all right. You lay person. What I'm saying is the defense when the defense does matter, um, and it should have been kind of communicated. It could have should have been communicated to the jury. So the defense does matter, and it can travel. It will travel all through the appeals. So it does. The type, the strategy, and all that does matter. You're looking at it from okay, was what was said in court enough to poke holes in the prosecution case? I know you looked at it that way, but I'm saying the
Right.
defense does matter, just like the reason for appeal does matter.
I'm just
Uh,
saying to a
yeah,
jury, it doesn't matter.
to a jury, it does matter.
Well, now if I'm one of them,
Right, that's you because that's going to be the the reason. I mean, either what happened or didn't happen. So that's what the defense has to uh, present to the jury. So yeah,
well,
it
they
matters.
would have to relay that though. They don't have to tell me this the type of defense I'm using. They would have to relay that during the process of the trial.
No,
Like,
they're not going to sit up here and tell you what the defense is.
that's what I'm
Okay, we're going to
saying.
use this.
That's
No,
what I'm
that of
saying.
course. Well, I
That's what
thought
I'm
you
saying.
would know better than that. No, they're going to tell.
No, that's
They're
what I'm
going to tell
saying.
you. they're gonna tell you through the delivery what
That's
the
what I'm
truth
saying.
is. Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. Do the delivery that will be recognized, and it wasn't enough to give reasonable doubt.
No, of course it wasn't enough to give reasonable doubt, based on the verdict. No, they're not gonna defense not gonna say, okay, we doing this
So
kind of
that's
shit.
what I
It's going
mean by they
down.
didn't have a fucking defense. Not saying that they just went in there with no fucking plan. I'm just saying that the plan that they did have, shit, wasn't worth shit.
But say that. Don't say don't defense. Just say the
Tomato,
defense said
tomato,
what's worse shit.
tomato, tomato.
Mm-mm. So let me get up off this live because I got other shit to do.
Right.
Uh, uh, Wait a minute. The
Hey, y'all.
defense able to prove it was nowhere near. Right, the truth. And here's the thing: you don't have to stick to one defense, and there's no way he could have because there were different situations that were given. You got some boys, you got um some abuse in there. You got some sex with older women, some sex with younger women. So yeah, the truth. They should have had someone up there to say that he wasn't around the women. You're absolutely right. That was one of the little side defenses I would say that I said. Of course, he went with all of the above, throw everything out there, well, some of everything out there, and see if anything will stick.
His defense was goddamn Martin Luther King speech. I had a dream.
He did not.
Man.
He didn't
And
use that as a comparison. He used that to invoke to
you
say,
shouldn't use that shit
it's
at
no
all.
black stuff. Well, they got a lot of people upset, but the media didn't report it exactly right. He shouldn't. They reported like as if he compared R. Kelly to Martin Luther King. He didn't do that. So, but anyway, let me get up off here, y'all, so I can go do something else. Anyway, folks, thank y'all for coming on out to the third shift. And
Graveyard.
I am going to post. I'm going to ask y'all what do y'all want to talk about. Of course, I have some stuff, but I want to know what y'all want to talk about and when y'all want to talk about it. And I don't know what is that you doing. Do you have nunchucks?
Oh no, I got some water and I got some ice in it, and I gotta make my water cold. You can hear that?
Yeah,
God damn.
I can hear it. Like, I'm saying, like, you on them cups?
Shit, I'm trying to make my water cold. Shit, got
Why you
swirling
put no
around.
water? Why you get no water out of the refrigerator?
I did. It ain't cold enough. I like it ice cold.
Oh, okay. You got tap water. I mean, what you do? What you trying to do?
No, I put some ice in it.
You
I
got
got
no
some ice.
bottle?
No, my water come out my refrigerator, so it's not cold like how I like it. I like it ice cold. So I put some ice in it and some water, and I'm swirling around so it can get super
Hey
cold.
y'all, Robert don't have his refrigerator don't work. Robert got a cheap refrigerator. He need to get his refrigerator from Renaissance.
Right, hit my
Get the
cash out. Hit my cash out. Matter of fact, yeah, hit Cuphead 40 cash out. Free sweet
right,
feet.
right here, y'all. Robert, y'all get Robert a refrigerator from Renaissance for $19.99.
Yeah.
Can we do that? we
We-
need another from the Renaissance. See if we can get that on the board. See if we can call in and see if we can get him a damn refrigerator or something. Because this don't make no sense.
right, I need some more. I need my water colder than this. So yeah, help hit my cash out
Lord have
to make that
mercy.
goddamn sense.
Boy,
See,
you
that's
even
why they
know.
be fucking. That's why they be fucking with you. I see why, cause shit. That's why your name is for now on. Your name is Joanne, not for Kels. No,
Why you say that? Why?
Joanne, not for Kels.
Why I'm not for chaos now. What I do
That's
now?
what they say. That's what they say. She ain't for chaos.
Okay. She ain't
She
for
ain't for
chaos.
chaos.
Okay, I'm like, well, shit, I ain't for or against nobody. What the hell are you talking about? Well, I want to know what the hell have you done for our kid? That's what I want to know. What have y'all sit up there and moan and bitch and complain and talk about stupid shit and come up with ideas ain't matter? What you did for the defense? Do you got some of that? Do you
That
got the
part.
shit that's gonna help? Shit, you crazy. And what killed me, the motherfuckers that are some people done come over and got cussed out or cussed me out, whatever. Y'all came over here. So were y'all for chaos? Like what the fuck is going on?
Shit, that's because you converted. You converted Dumb K. They feel like that was all you.
No, they don't feel that. You just making up shit, honey. I ain't heard that lie.
It happened on your channel. You responsible.
You just charge
Don't,
well, you like
don't.
to make up shit.
That's what they say. That's like, don't go over there and talk to her. Don't go fucking over there. God damn it.
Okay,
She ain't for
okay.
chaos.
Like I said something. I'm like, what the fuck? I ain't say none of nothing. Like, what is your problem?
Because
Like
they say they come over here, they get educated. Now it's your fault that you open their eyes.
I ain't open shit. I read the paperwork. That is all I did.
They
I
said, don't
read
go over there. What the fuck?
right,
But they say don't go over there, but they know everything that's going on over here. So
right.
how the
No,
fuck you know what the fuck
they have
going on if
clicked
you ain't over here?
right. They have
Goddamn
clicked the
Bush
link.
baby.
Click the link. No, they did
All
more
right.
than the push. They brought their ass on the link, hit the panel or whatever. But when shit didn't go your way for the argument, then all of a sudden, like I mean, and I'm just saying, and Don K didn't say nothing like he not for R. Kelly, whatever. He talking about what happened in court. He said they proved him guilty in the court of law. Ain't that the fuck what they did?
He said R. Kelly is guilty. They ain't like that shit. He said R. Kelly
He
is
ain't say
guilty.
R.
He
Kelly
said
is guilty.
I hate to say this, but he's guilty. They
And
proved it.
shit,
They proved
but
it
he
in the
did not
court of
say
law.
that. He said that, but he didn't say R. Kelly was guilty and this, that, and the third.
He
He said
did.
no. He said they proved him guilty.
Yeah, he said that too.
Stop starting shit. Oh my god.
Shit. That you done got him ass kicked off of Sylvia channel and
He ain't kicked off no
got the
Sylvia
motherfucking the
channel.
DJ Tyson cussed his ass out.
DJ Tyson done said more shit about R. Kelly than anybody. Go question his motherfucking ass.
Right. Exactly.
He the one ain't for R. Kelly. Go question his motherfucking ass. Don't come fucking with me because you're going to get cussed out. All these spider-faced ass bitches with that shit, you're going to get your ass cussed out.
All right, my fault, Edge. I didn't mean to print it up. You gonna be another 30 minutes. Let me
Yeah.
get off this motherfucker before you get to cussing.
Yeah,
It's like
don't come with that old stupid shit. Ignorant motherfuckers hang with other ignorant motherfuckers. So stay on the motherfucking phone with your ignorant motherfucking asses and talk about my ignorant motherfucking ass with an education, motherfuckers. Now, ain't nobody turn nobody, ain't nobody stop, I ain't said shit. You find somewhere where I said something against R. Kelly. Go ahead and find it. Go find something I said for R. Kelly. But yet, that little funky little chicken eating motherfucker that you motherfuckers report to said
oh
all the
shit, got you started.
said all the
God
motherfucking
damn.
shit. How about that? How about that with your ignorant motherfucking ass? You don't need a goddamn college degree to have logic with your stupid motherfucking ass. You're stupid. Now go to hell.
Oh my god. You know what? I can picture you doing the fucking closing argument. It's cussing and spitting and shit.
I'm not that. I'm not. The few times that I done been in there, I'm not. You know, I don't get down
I can
like
see
that.
you cussing and spitting and shit.
Yeah. In real time when most of those goddamn attorneys are away from court, the judges or whatever, go have lunch with them. Go in with be in one of those seminar, all that bullshit or whatever. It's a totally different situation. Like they hair's let down. They drinking that motherfucking bullshit. They on them cups. They acting a fool. They acting a fool, baby. You were like, oh my gosh.
Shit, you see Greenberg, he had a whole full bar. When
Yeah.
he was doing his interview, he said, unfortunately for my line of work, I need that.
Okay. And here's the thing with Greenberg be talking shit, and he's on the case. He be talking all
Right,
kind of shit about his people, and you want to come
right.
fucking with me? What is the problem, baby? What did the lead attorney do for Tyson ass? That was unprofessional. Cut his ass up off the goddamn line. Cut his ass, clicked him off. What? And you want to fuck with me? Shit, yeah, whatever. Don't get mad at me.
Yeah, you see, he didn't say nothing about him.
Right. They ain't saying about his ass. Nope. Okay, I don't understand how this works. I mean, talk about goddamn Greenberg ass. He owned the case. Talking about his co-counsel. Like, what the fuck? Like, huh? That is crazy.
Ah, Angie.
I don't mind though. I don't mind. But what you're saying is I got to be really smart. You know this shit right off the top of my dome. Shit. That's all right. That's okay. Okay, I take that compliment. However I get it. But anyway, yeah, I'll go
All
ahead on.
right, let me get off here so I won't give you another hour. You cut this spit.
Okay, I will. You know I will. Goddamn
And
discourse.
start your ass back up. Shit.
Right. Oh,
But you didn't open the bag of skins up and everything.
Yeah, I got them over here. I don't put them in the
I
jar.
know you got them on. I know you got them ready.
Yeah, the cuss and go off. I got them ready. You know, when I told you off the line, I be eating them. But anyway, folks, let me get out of here before this boy get me another live dedicated to my ass. Never seen no shit like that. Anyway, y'all, let's look at Chi-Town OG. Kelly, you don't woke Angie back up. You right. He's an asshole. He starts shit with people.
What the fuck I do?
Starting shit.
Fuck I do? I just clicked the link. Shit. Hey, y'all hit motherfucking Angie link. I mean, hit Angie Cash App. Hit Cuphead 40 Cash App. God damn it. Free sweet feet.
Right. No, hit Cuphead 40 Cash App. I appreciate everything everybody do, whatever, but yeah, you can hit Cash App 40, Cuphead 40 Cash App. Yeah. Long as I got me some skins or whatever, with y'all
Hit that like button.
just come through here. That is fine with me. I ain't trying to send you to the goddamn po house. Hell, begging and shit, and you're getting nothing but the wrong information, ignorant ass. I don't know
How many people you got in? How many people in here?
66.
66. All right, like 30 of y'all can send Cuphead 40 for $5 right now. That'd be very much appreciated.
Right.
5 or more. You can send more, send more. That's doable.
Y'all have supplied me with a pretty much, let me see, at least enough skins for a year. That's all right.
A lot of customers. That's a lot of cussing and spitting.
Yeah. Yeah, so I sure appreciate it. Y'all so nice. Okay, so I want to discuss what black people could have done as a movement that would have been effective. Yeah, okay. All right, true. And see, we come up with solutions over here. Real solutions, real information. They help anybody out. You motherfuckers are ops. You motherfuckers end up in emotion. Y'all done help the girls. The girls I remember Ash saying the goddamn R. Kelly fans is walking on thin ice. Many y'all keep fucking with her. She gonna goddamn go down there and tell them what the bones are bare. Y'all done fuck with everybody.
Right. They fucking with ass. Now she brought all motherfucking storage out on y'all ass. Then you want to fuck with Auntie Ann for the verdict.
Right.
When that verdict come out, they really gonna be mad. They gonna be Sharon Nutbush gonna be cussing everybody out.
Be
Let's
funny if
see.
she come out and say that she's gonna give him and I'm just making a joke on y'all, but I'm just saying how y'all can do stuff to other people and it affect an unintended target.
Well,
He didn't, what I'm saying, he don't deserve no extra shit.
Levi say he'll be out by the holidays, so there you go.
Oh,
2 months, he'll be out.
Levi was supposed to go live the next day and answer my damn questions about the
Well,
defense and strategy. I want to know about that.
he said,
But
uh,
if that lady come out and say she gonna give him 2 years for every letter, every email, every call that y'all done sent gave that mother in our office, y'all gonna be stupid.
oh man, oh man.
Y'all gonna look stupid. And she's taking that long to write her yeah. That's gonna be
Yeah,
crazy.
I never saw nothing like this.
Me either.
Damn near a whole fucking 6, 7 months for sentencing.
Right, right.
What the fuck? It gotta be something going on that we're not aware of. Gotta be.
Yeah, right. I wanna know what the hell going on. I'm nosy.
All right, I'm going to bed. I'll talk to y'all.
All right, folks. So we're gonna have to figure out why is she taking so long to write that opinion, right? You get that sentencing and it's gonna come with an opinion. Don't know why she's taking that long. Can't imagine what it could be. But all I'm saying, now you can do maybe it will work. Maybe if we start giving the wrong answer, they'll do something opposite, which will be the right thing. I know that y'all smart enough, the people, especially Club Blue, the people that come through here, maybe if we give them the wrong answer, and that's everybody on both sides, maybe they'll do the right thing. Maybe we'll trick them. Hey, yeah. Now that's what we'll do. Yeah, go ahead and keep harassing the judge. Go right ahead. Not a problem. This gonna work out for you. This gonna work this time. Harass the people that's in the case. Harass everybody. Say all kind of shit by the defense team. Do it all. Do it all. Let's see what happens. Okay. Hold on. Y'all, let me edit my name real quick. All right, change my name. What it do? The truth. What it do?
What's going on? It'd be a little bit static in the beginning, but what's going on, boss?
What's going on, boss? I don't hear nothing this time.
Oh, you don't hear no static? I hear static on my end.
No, I don't hear nothing. You sound good to me.
Oh, okay. Well, it'll clear up for me in a minute. But look, this what I'm thinking, Angie. My first thought is, had they tried a different tactic, a defense, there probably would have been a chance for him. Mental health would have gotten him some mercy. Those are my thoughts.
Yeah, that's what I did that defense exercise. That's what I
Yeah.
came up with.
Yeah, that would have got him some
diminished
mercy.
capabilities. Yeah,
Your
diminished
Honor,
capacity. Yeah.
Your Honor, I'm sorry. I don't know what I've done. Your Honor, I admit it. Please help me correct this wrong. You know what I'm saying? Please help me right this wrong. And I felt like he may have been proven guilty still with the evidence. But however, Auntie Ann would have had a little bit of leniency in her heart. You know, when they do stuff like that, normally they get sentenced to mental health facilities.
Right. Right.
And that way he can come out and say, look, I did my crime, I paid my debt to society, and that would have been better for him. But you know, that old street shit, that old street slick nigga stuff is what got him in trouble.
Okay.
I didn't do it. They lying. They just want money. You know, that's slick nigga shit. And then I'm thinking, okay, let's say he wanted to fight and a different defense, or I don't want to say a different defense, but as far as the supporters are concerned, you know, where were the people, where were the authoritative figures when this was going on? How can a city so huge allow something like this? Let's hold them accountable. We can send letters and demand that everybody be held accountable and not just him. You understand?
Right.
That's what I'm thinking. I don't think the defense team, this is my personal and private thoughts. It don't have to be true. But I feel like all of his defense team, Greenberg, Canick, all of them defense team, I don't think they care anything about R. Kelly. And that's just my thoughts.
Okay.
I don't see it.
Well, Dave, when you get in there with your client, right, you should. I'm not saying everybody does, but you should form some type of. I don't want to. It's some type to me, some type of empathy, some type of sympathy. You know,
Right.
some of them even go as far as forming a bond. But you form some type of empathy and some type of sympathy.
Right.
That way, you can. And y'all, I apologize. I'm getting kind of tired, but that way you can just to me, some of them just want they don't form any type of attachment, and that way, you know that's for the clarity of the mind. With certain things, whatever you got to, especially when they have like some issues or whatever, a history that may play a part in the crimes and stuff like that. You got to come from a different approach. You just can't be just detached and just okay cold to the touch or whatever.
Yeah.
It just all depends. They teach both ways. So
I just feel like had they went about it differently, it'll be a different outcome. I'm thinking that Greenberg, being in Chicago for so many years, Greenberg is not new to this at all. He's not an amateur. So with that being said, I'm assuming whatever he was paid, whatever compensation he got, I don't know, it's not my business, but I'm assuming he accepted it knowing that he really in his heart did not have a defense, a strategy, or a tactic for R. Kelly. He just rolled with the punches. Everybody was coming at him, so he was just feeding the people what they wanted to hear.
well, I think he had a defense. Well, I know he had a defense, but and I'm not sure what Greenberg's defense was because he didn't represent him at the end. I don't know which direction Greenberg was going, but you know, it's so with those defenses, you have to craft one, and then if you got know that your client is likely to be found guilty or whatever, in your defense, you got to think about that because it may impact that. And then here's the thing, Keller brought up those the overt act in Chicago. I didn't even know anything about that because I don't be keeping up with this stuff and reading and stuff. Just be on the first read or whatever, or I'm definitely not gonna remember it. With that, that deals with intent as well. So you got, and I don't know what the overact was in regards to, but that deals with intent as well. So, like, hell, you know, he's, I don't want to say, God always have the last word, but like I said, there's a whole bunch of people that's sitting in prison that came in the door praying, that had people praying for them, that's still in there. So
Yeah.
not all the time the Lord say, okay, just but based on your prayer, you may go now. That ain't how it works.
See, see, R. Kelly, it's no secret that the man is anointed by God.
Right.
So a man with that magnitude of anointings, can't nobody tell me he can't speak to God and God ain't gonna hear him.
Right.
R. Kelly is one of them men, who God 9 times out of 10 holds close to his heart for him to have the talents that he has. So instead of Greenberg was going in the direction of those girls are lying and are seeking money.
Right.
That was the direction he was trying to go in. you know and I think, and with them going in that direction, that lets me know that they put no work, no thoughts, and no efforts into this trial.
Well, if that was the main defense, then he was really trying to go after, reasonable doubt. He was really, really trying to say, well, but he was either justifying it or excusing it as well. I don't know, I don't know what would have been his final defense or whatever, but
Mhm.
he was really trying to, get a lot of reasonable doubt in the beginning. So I don't know what he would start saying at the end, because I know it was tapering off.
Mhm.
It
Mhm.
was tapering
Uh,
off. Yeah.
I just feel like it could have went differently. Had some people, even if R. Kelly himself, he should have put out a statement. I think Greenberg tried to put out some kind of a statement from him saying he didn't do it. R. Kelly, should have sent out a statement of apologies. Should have sent out a statement. He knew his fans was out here going crazy, going bananas. He knew about it. They told him about it. He should have put out a statement. Everybody, please. Everybody, please. Let's not go this route. R. Kelly has a voice that'll reach fucking Hong Kong.
Well,
Or anywhere where the sun don't go. His voice will reach him. So the fact, it's just that slick manipulative move for me. That's what got me so heated, and it lets me know with him saying that he didn't do it, he didn't do absolutely nothing. That tells me that he cared less about his fans.
mm,
Because I feel like he owed his fans an explanation. That's where you start. It goes back to, once again, and I know you did a live before about the defense, but that's just what's sticking to me. That
yeah.
defense, I feel like they was dirty. I feel like that defense team, the whole defense team was muddy and they was dirty. All of them. I don't think Nicole may have been the only one trying to fight for him, and she just as crazy as a fox. Don't know what the hell she doing.
But they're the strategy and their defense. You may have to be a little dirty. It's just what it is. What you
Right?
can't do in there is lie. That's what you can't do.
Exactly.
So nobody that can lie. So but other than that, you might have to look right at somebody that's crying and whatever, and challenge what they're saying. I mean, even they got the hardcore crying, but hey, you got a man over there that's facing a lot of time.
Yeah. Yeah.
What
So
somebody said, and I don't know if this is true. I don't know if somebody said that the same people got that Kiefer near that time, all that time, the same prosecution team, or I don't know if they were saying if it was the EDNY. I don't know. I've got to look that up. I got to look up his indictment to see who tried him. So that's what I'm saying. Who prosecuted him? I
Oh, I
want to
don't
look and
know.
see who did that.
I don't know. I'm not sure. But
Yeah.
I'm thinking my thoughts is that whole defense team was dirty. R. Kelly slapped all of his fans in the face by trying, like you said, you can't go in there and lie. And that's what you can't do. And him
Mhm.
trying to go in there and lie and say he did nothing and everybody wanted money. Even if that was the case, everybody wanted money. Because most women in poverty, which half of them girls was, most women in poverty, that's what they after, money. So we know that.
Mm.
But the fact that he showed no empathy and no sympathy, that is what is hurting him. He's never shown not an ounce of sympathy. None whatsoever. He may be a little bit apologetic now at this point after that verdict was read. He may
But
be
what you
thinking about it now, huh?
but what do you think about? And I'm gonna ask you this. I'm gonna get on off. What do
Yeah.
you think about? Because I mean, Killer said that Lisa Van Allen was granted immunity from that 2008 trial. So
Mm.
that means that she committed a crime somewhere connected with whatever went on in 2008, and she didn't want to incriminate herself, or maybe some perjury or something.
Uh-huh.
Maybe that's it. Maybe it was some type of perjury going on. I'm gonna find out what the hell what the hell with that, because that right there is, and then is she the one that had an issue, with the testimony when she Jane Doe number 20? I'm gonna figure that out. I'm gonna figure what the hell's going on.
It had to be. It had to be an issue going on if she had immunity for anything. For if she had any type of an immunity. It had to be something that can get her arrested, whatever it was. And see, my thoughts on that is that that's what the supporters are talking about. That's what they're talking about, and pretty much can't put that thing into words because they get to running around so crazy. They won't sit back and think and strategize.
Hmm. Right.
That's what they're talking about right there. When they say them women are liars, them women are this and them women are that. Them Lisa Van Allens.
Right.
So
I had never heard that. Like I said, I don't follow this stuff like that, and I've learned more about what I still didn't know. Like Killer has helped me with knowing more about who's where or whatever, and a lot of the people that come through here, what have you. You know, Larry and I talked about like the case of before the legal part.
uh-huh.
He didn't plug in like a lot of the women and what happened with who, this, that, and the third, not on our calls or whatever.
Uh-huh.
I just picked up a lot by listening to everybody
Mm-hmm.
on whatever side or whatever. Whoever was reading the paperwork, that's what I was listening. Put it like that.
Okay. Okay. Here's another thing. Here's one other thing. The fact that it's taking them so long to sentence him. My thoughts is that he got other trials coming up. So his sentencing is gonna involve all the trials. I don't know if they're gonna run it consecutively or not, or concurrent. But however it goes, it has to be involving them other trials. So they're trying to give them other trials a chance to get out the way. And then once all the trials are in, once all the verdicts are in, they're going to hand him just one sentence or, whatever. That's when they're going to determine his final destination.
Well, under the aggregate sentencing, if it's case, one case here and case there, case different jurisdictions,
Uh-huh.
federally, it runs consecutively unless the judge wants to run concurrently. So that's what I'm saying. So this will go. His sentence would be one after the other, unless
Mhm.
the judge rules different. So we
I don't
wonder.
know. I'm just trying to figure it out. I don't know, but I just feel like, and I'm gonna let you go. I just feel like that defense team. I'm not feeling them. I'm not feeling them. I just feel like they didn't even try to help that man. I just think they, came up with the most typical defense they can find. That's typical. Everybody's lying. That's typical. They were supposed to, Robert Kelly say, draw octopus. That's typical.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? They were supposed to, the defense team was supposed to put their minds together. Angie, can't nobody on this earth tell me out of that entire defense team, all of that education that they have, all of those resources that they have, that they would not have been able to put their minds together and make something work. There's no way. They didn't even try. They didn't even try.
The problem they came against is that evidence. That's the problem they came against. And it was a lot of, it was a lot of it pretty much.
Pretty much.
So, but
see, that's where my problem is. The problem was the evidence. Now, if I'm a prosecutor and you are a defending attorney, okay?
Mm-hmm.
It's the defendant attorney job to know what the prosecutor got on.
Right.
So it was Greenberg's job to know exactly what the evidence was and to take that back to Robert and tell him, look, this is what we have to do in order to do this. That defense team was a complete circus. It was a complete circus. They should have known ahead of time. They should have known ahead of time about that evidence. That's what lets me know that they made absolutely no efforts. Can't nobody on this earth tell me a man of Koenig status, a man of Greenberg status, to have been in business as long as they have. Nicole, Anton, Douglas, all of them. They couldn't put all that education together and figure out what the prosecution had against this man.
Well, they knew what the prosecution had because, they have reciprocal discovery. What the thing is, everybody got to keep remembering that R. Kelly runs his defense. The lawyers can only advise.
Mm-hmm.
He's the one that called the shots. So if they presented him with the defense that wasn't suitable to him, that he didn't like it, whatever, he would have said, no, he don't want to, do this, do that, and the third. We don't know what will happen.
Yeah.
We don't know what happened.
Yeah, we don't know what happened.
We don't. He is one.
I just don't see it. I just don't see it, Angie. I don't see it. I don't see for 5 minutes. You got to be awfully powerful to stand before a grand jury, a United States. We're not talking about no Cook County. We ain't talking about no county. We're talking about grand. So you have to be awfully powerful for somebody to retain your services.
Mm-hmm.
And so that means that Greenberg and all of them had access to that overwhelming evidence. So R. Kelly is his own defense. Even if that is the case, the same way Nicole had some balls in that courtroom on the first day, the opening statements how she put on that circus act, them same balls they should have had going to him, speaking to him, letting him know, look, this is what you got to do. Letting him know. They should have been advising him against that. By any means necessary. Not just Greenberg, but all of them. Every last one of them. He may not have listened to Greenberg, but he couldn't go up against them all. If all of them come to him, man, this is going to lock you up for the rest of your life. This is what you need to do. He would have listened. He would have listened. A nigga on trial, they going to listen to whatever, you know what I'm saying? He ain't that stupid. He's slow, but he ain't that slow. He would have listened. I feel like they didn't even try. They didn't even give this case a thought. Yeah, see, Kayla, you right. No matter what they recommended, he has to authorize them.
Right.
That's what Kayla is saying. And I agree. I completely agree. But my common sense is telling me they could have overpowered him. showed him. That's what lets me know they did not even try. Because at the end of the day, outside of singing, outside of his music, he's just a common nigga from the streets, from Argyle Gardens, from the projects. Outside of that, so they just can't tell me that all of them brilliant minds that they have, that they could not convince him.
But a lot of times when you're dealing with high profile clients or whatever, they still be worrying about their image and their career. So, like, so a lot of times what people don't understand, a lawyer's hands is tied. If they have a client that says, I don't like that approach, I don't like this, I don't like that, whatever. Because you can't tell them that, like, dude, you can't, some of them don't ask for the honest truth. But you advise them with everything that comes out, what's going on, this and the third. You give them the recommendations that we're gonna do this, but you're gonna have to talk to those type of people in a way where, even though they know that they are in charge or what have you, you're gonna have to talk to them as if you are also in charge. Like I say, my speech is, listen, let me be your co-defendant. This is what I say. Let me be your co-defendant. Let me, guide you through this. We're gonna go through this together. We're on trial together. Well, you gotta give them a speech.
Yes.
You gotta give them something. Because
Yes.
when you got that type of client, I'm not saying he's like that. When you got that type of client that's headstrong, is worrying about their career and this, that, and third, whatever, their image and their fans and all this shit here, and the Lord and all this, then you're gonna have to talk to them in a different way. Cause
Angie, honey, when I tell you, if you know it and I know it, I promise you, them niggas that know it. Greenberg, Nicole, and Candy. And then for one other thing, this Dr. Martin Luther King thing, I'm pissed like hell. In order for him to compare a fucking pedophile, well, you don't like for me to say that. So in order for him to compare R. Kelly to Dr. Martin Luther King, that lets me know that Nick Cannon is a nasty motherfucker. Not Nick Cannon, but Devereaux Cannon. He's a nasty motherfucker. Just like everybody else that's been coming, allegations been coming against. Cannick is one of them too. And then when that came in my mind, who do I see him with? Hollywood next.
Oh Lord.
So him hanging with her, that lets me know even further. Oh, this motherfucker nasty.
Well, when now they reported that wrong. He didn't compare him to Martin Luther King. He invoked the name of Martin Luther King in his speech as to say, I think, if I'm not mistaken, to talk about like maybe like back in that time with the civil rights movement and how black people were being persecuted for this, that, and the third or whatever. Or maybe I think they say he had other women. Martin Luther King had multitude of women, some shit like that. But it wasn't a comparison. It was that he invoked the name of Martin Luther King, and that But when it was reported, they said he compared him to Martin Luther King, and the people went crazy. That's why I was like, got to have the facts right. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, yeah, they said they didn't compare him. They just said they invoked the name of Martin Luther King. That's what really happened. And I read it, but I forgot what I read about that. But yeah, that's all he did. He just invoked the name. That's all he did. But yeah, but let me get on off here.
Okay, I'm gonna let you go.
Yes, ma'am. But it's always good talking to you. You know what I'm saying? You bring
most definitely. Likewise.
Yeah.
You know what? We just lost Angie, my childhood best friend since second grade. Her name was Kelly, and she was in love with her Kelly.
Really? Oh, I'm sorry to hear that.
I posted a picture of her. I
Uh,
posted a picture of her on my YouTube short. She's at the end. I was at one end and she was at the other end, and we was at
oh
a R.
no.
Kelly concert. Yes, ma'am. We was 14 at an R. Kelly concert.
Wow.
Hmm.
It wasn't COVID or nothing like that, right?
She was sick.
Oh,
She
okay.
was sick. Some years ago, she had a sister, and somebody in our hood did something to her sister and put the body in the Calumet River.
Oh.
Yes, and ever since that happened, Kelly had been getting sick. She had been getting sicker and sicker and sicker. That
Oh.
hurt messed her up. It ate up her bones.
Mm.
Yes, ma'am. And so we getting ready to go to this funeral Saturday. Honey, you know, we was the class of 1994. And you know,
Oh
children are,
wow.
yeah, our young people, they don't know nothing about our music. Girl, we finna take all our music. We finna intrude on this funeral. We got a class of 117 people. And we all finna show up at this funeral. And we finna have a good time.
Oh wow.
Yes,
That's
ma'am.
good.
We finna have a good time. Her favorite singer was Luther Vandross, so we finna go crazy with Luther.
Hmm. I gotta go look at that picture. I ain't seen it.
Yeah, it's a picture. Her name is Kelly. I just put it up. We was at an R. Kelly concert. It was four of us, I think. It was four of us. Yes, ma'am. We was at an R. Kelly concert, 14 years old. But we went to the concert and went the fuck back home. We didn't go no backstage and all of that because we already knew what time it was. So we, you know, all of us stuck together and we went the hell home. So I don't want nobody, no buzzers thinking, you know what I'm saying? Nothing crazy.
Right.
We went to that concert as kids and we came right back home. Matter of fact, we was dropped off and picked up. So yeah. Yeah, that's why I'm up. That's why I'm up because I've
Oh
been thinking
wow.
about my friend Callie. But I don't like that defense team, Angie. I just don't like that defense team at all to save my life. I don't care who try to protect. I don't care. That defense team rubbed me the wrong way. They really did. Because I felt like they didn't fight for R. Kelly. I felt like they just presented the court with some straight bullshit.
I'm gonna be the how some people feel. I mean, I think they did good. I mean, they just had, that evidence, just to overcome that evidence. That'd be too much for anybody.
Hmm.
You know,
That's why he
that's
should have
much.
pleaded.
Yeah.
That's why he should have pleaded. That's why he should have pleaded. And the same way, you know, you have to approach him in a certain way. I bet you any
Hmm.
kind of money can't ignore it too.
Right. Yeah.
This ain't no game. They can
Yeah.
play the they can play the dozen with somebody else. I feel like they did not try to help our brother, R. Kelly,
Yeah.
real life, because
Yeah.
he's
Yeah.
still like
They had to approach it a different way because if not, I mean, he's gonna shoot it down.
God is
He's
a
gonna shoot it down.
God is a forgiving God.
Yeah.
People get forgiven all the time. People change their lives all the time. Okay, so yeah, R. Kelly, you messed up and you messed up big time. You still young. You in your 50s. You still young. Make it right. Make it right and shut everybody up. But it's too
Hmm.
late. Damage has been done. Guilty on all charges.
All right. Well,
Mm-hmm.
all right, Miss Lady, honey. I'm gonna get on up out here.
All
I'm
right,
fine.
Angie.
Well,
All
all
right.
right, honey. Thank you so much. Thank you, everybody. Thanks again to the host, the hostess, and the guests, and everybody else. Thank you to the True, Miss April. Who else came through? Killer came through.
Okay.
Um. All right, Club Blue. We're gonna get out of here until the next time. I'm gonna post something and see what y'all want to talk about and when y'all want to talk about it. And hopefully,
Okay.
I'll be done by this weekend. All right.
All
All
right.
right, the Truth.
Bye bye.
Bye, y'all. Love y'all. Peace out. Thank y'all for the support, y'all. All right. Thank y'all. Good night. Good morning.